Hello and welcome to episode 137 of In PS We Trust, a PlayStation podcast. My name's Davey and joined with me, as always, is the fine wine himself, Mr. Philip Hoy.
As always, unless I'm in the States on holiday. But tonight it's just the two of us.
It is. It's a duo cast. The king has not made it today. Got some personal stuff going on, not being able to attend. But, audience, you don't worry. We are going to make sure that you're well looked after. We're going to make sure we're going to be filling in all those cracks that you need filled. That Spencer would normally do, right?
All right.
Take that how you will. Maybe a plaster a joke. Maybe it's a sexual innuendo. Do what you want to do with it. But we've got an absolute juice of an episode. And I say this every single time. We are on the eve. We are recording literally the day before Sony's State of Play, which is set to be over an hour's worth of content and is being hyped out the wazoo. And this same week, later on in the week on Friday, is the Summer Game Fest. So we have got not one, but two lots of safe, possible, crazy predictions. The rules for this, very simple. We come out with a safe, something that's possible, so you could see it potentially happening, but it's certainly not a cert. And then you've got something out of left field, something crazy. And the way it works is that we'll each make those predictions. If we manage to get any of them come in, they got different shot counts associated. Safe is worth 1 shot, crazy worth 3, possible, you get the way this is going, worth 2. But we got a long old road till then. We're first off going to kick off, like we always do on NPS We Trust, a PlayStation podcast, with a question. Today's question is one that we're pulling from the dark recesses of our evergreen topics, which are whenever someone submits a question or something else that doesn't quite make it, it goes into this doc and we can pull on it at a later date. And today is that goddamn day. So for those who are on visual and you watch along on YouTube or you're on Spotify video or anything like that, you're going to see my screen share. For everyone else, I'll do the best I can to describe the picture that we are going to answer the question for. So bear with me just a moment.
I'm excited. Oh,
So here it is. You can see it on the screen share. I don't know how well this is going to come across.
can we zoom in a little bit, because I think we can
We
see
can.
another possible evergreen
can
topic.
indeed.
And now I only get half the image. Oh, there we go. We can see most
Look
of it.
at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. So the image for the audio listeners, it's a pool of water, so a body of water, floating with their arms up helplessly are girlfriend, wife, friend, mother. They're surrounded by 2 crocodiles, and then there's a big load of cash, and it says value 450 million. Your choice, you've got one person or one thing you can save from here. Where do you go?
And it's not the crocodile you're saving.
Well, this is the thing. I was going to make this gag, actually. I put this in front of Karen yesterday, and she was like, you're saving those goddamn crocodiles, aren't you? And I was like, I hadn't considered it as an option, but I think you can. If you wanted just to say, fuck everyone else, I can't pick them, then why not save a life and it be a crocodile's life?
Well, just one crocodile, because there's actually 2 crocodiles in the image, isn't there?
Yeah, maybe you could then get them to fight each other to the death, and the winner is the one that deserves to carry on its gene pool, right? But I don't really see the crocodile being in immediate danger in water. Whereas the other people surrounded by crocodiles, that's not a very good place for them.
Well, I'm not an expert on crocodiles, but they don't live in the ocean.
You can get saltwater crocodiles,
That live in the open ocean.
not
This-
open
this-
ocean.
This doesn't look as if there's land anywhere near.
Well, this guy's standing on land,
Is he?
Unless he's
Or is he in the
unless-
water too?
unless he's got Jesus powers, and he's standing on the water looking over at them. In which case, he could save all of them if he had Jesus powers. It's
Well,
outrageous.
that is true, yes.
But I'm guessing he's standing on the land looking out at however this has happened. You know, the wife, girlfriend, friend, and mother all together. I'd be asking questions, I think, here at this point, especially the wife and girlfriend. How have they got together? That should never have happened, let alone the friend and the mum.
Mm.
So, there's too many questions here to ask, and probably not enough time, because crocodiles do look like they're closing in. They're coming from left
They
to
look
right.
hungry. They're ready to eat. And there's 2 crocodiles, and there's potentially, 4 meals if
Yeah.
you save one of them?
Yeah.
So they're greedy crocs. I would almost make a hungry hippos joke here, but they're not hippos, they're crocodiles. So it doesn't work as much. But they are hungry crocodiles.
If there were hippos here, this is an even worse death sentence.
Of course.
Hippos
They'll take you down and drown you, wouldn't they?
They're a nightmare hippo. Or could just crush you in half. They're nuts. Have you ever seen a hippo, like, just can kill crocodiles? Like, no effort as well. Like, literally no effort. Just literally crushing them. And they're mental, mate. Hippos are the thing that, whenever we do these animal face-off things, hippos never in the... Oh, we did have one with a hippo, actually, and I said I'd ride one. Which was outrageous.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was
a while
outrageous.
Back, actually.
Yeah,
I think that was probably alcohol fueled as well, because you wouldn't want to be riding a hippo. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Any other animal bar a hippo. Hippo will ruin you, mate.
Yeah. You got no hope, do you?
No.
You got literally no hope.
But we haven't got hippos in here to worry about, have we?
Don't.
We've just got the 2 crocodiles, and 4 people and the money. So I'm assuming you're going to come to me first, because we haven't got Spencer, and normally we'd go to Spencer first. And I don't think we've got his answer in, have we?
We don't. No, we don't.
Unfortunate.
We do not have his answer in for this one, I'm afraid.
No. We'll save that one maybe for next episode to get his answer on it and his take on what we choose. But I think for me, the money probably goes out of the window first, doesn't it? And I don't want to, go down that route of saying I'm going to take the money and then use the money to save them or something like that. I think it's you get to save one thing from the ocean.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are gone forever.
Yeah.
And you'll never see any of them again. All right. Now, we were together over the weekend, weren't we?
We were.
We had a lot of drinks, and a topic of conversation come up, and I'm sure this will probably repeat itself on a future show, was around a zombie apocalypse team, wasn't it?
It is. Yes, it is.
Now, my wife got very offended I didn't choose her. And she has brought it up a number of times because I think it actually hurt her that I didn't choose her. Okay, so I'm a little wary now whether my default choice should just be my wife.
I think for safety purposes, yeah. If you've put your this is the thing where I'm quite lucky, right? Because with Karen, she would be perfect to have on a zombie survival team. I'm the weak link, right? Whereas as we discussed quite openly, yeah, I wouldn't choose me either. No. I wouldn't choose me. No way. I'm fucking useless in a zombie apocalypse. Useless. Whereas Laura's very much on the same line as me in this. And I think that's how I kept positioning it to Laura as well, to be like, Laura, I'm right there with you, Laura. You and me are fucked. We just got to hope that we form our own teams so that we're involved. Because otherwise we're both gone.
The way I tried to sweeten the deal with Laura is that I said she'd be the first survivor from the zombie apocalypse team. We would come and save her first. Because on my team, I would choose our most practical of friends, Mr. Adam Brown.
Yeah, he's
for our listeners, we don't reference him that often because, well, he actually doesn't play video games at all. I think he owned a PS3 back in the day, and the only use for this PS3 was to watch Borat and Ali G movies.
Pretty much.
I don't think he ever really played a game. Maybe a racing game, maybe.
He played a lot of Resistance 2 with us back in the day and Killzone.
I don't remember. He didn't last very long. He wasn't very good.
No. He didn't have a natural... No. He played Mag as well with me.
Okay. He was the one other in the Mag server, was he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
So on my team, we had Adam Brown, Mr. Practical indeed, right? He's the only one out of our friendship group who works with his hands. The rest of us work with computers. So he's a very practical guy to have on your team. So he would be my number one choice. And he can shoot a gun. We go clay pigeon shooting very often. And I'll freely admit it, he's better than me. It's my gun, but he's still better than me. So he'd be my number one choice.
Yeah.
And then I was looking around the room because there was a few of us out. I didn't want to pick anyone else in the room.
No.
So I actually picked my brother, who is hugely intelligent and very practical as well. He's a computer guy, but he's on the more intelligent spectrum. So I think he'd be very good at sort of getting us out of bind. And he's very good at video games, PC gamer. Doesn't feature again on the podcast because he doesn't play PlayStation games. But I thought he would be a good choice for my zombie apocalypse team, as well as my mum. So you probably know where I'm going with the person that I'm going to save out of this pond. So let's just recap. Okay, so we've got the 450 million. Unfortunately, I think that's the worst pick. Okay. I don't have a girlfriend as well as a wife. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't admit that on the podcast, would I now? But the girlfriend, unfortunately, I would let go because, you could always get another girlfriend, can't you?
Very
Many
true.
come, many go. But until you find the one, and the one, unfortunately, I'm not going to save in this circumstance because she doesn't listen to the podcast, right? And she is still up. I don't think she's behind the door listening. She might burst in at any point. Anyone watching the video feed can probably see my door behind me. So potentially, if she's listening, she might hear and burst in and give me a slap around the back of the head. But I'm not going to save my wife in this one. When it comes to my friend, now who is this friend? Let's weigh this up. Is it you? Is it Spence?
I think
John? Who?
I think this makes a big difference. Yeah, it's I suppose if it was just any friend.
Yeah.
Then they're quite low on the priority list, isn't it? Like I got some friends who I'm not as close with as other people, right? Like,
yeah.
And
like
so
Potato Chief, we could let him go.
Yeah, he'd go. Yeah.
All right, let's say my friend in this one is Potato Chief because I would still class him as a friend.
Yeah, he
came out on my birthday, but I'd let him go in this circumstance. Actually, I'd save my wife and my girlfriend before Lewis.
Poor Lewis.
And I hope Lewis still listens to the
mate,
podcast. No, we do love Lewis, but not enough to save him.
No.
So, yeah, my answer is my mum. I am such a mummy's boy. I love my mum. I see my mum a lot. We have moved back to the town I grew up in, and I see my mum all the time. She comes round, she cooks roast dinners, which is absolutely lovely, and she's great at the housework. She comes round, and we've been doing lots of DIY projects. So my mum would be the one that I would save because I can't live without my mum.
Oh, mate.
I know.
That is such a nice answer. Even though you are throwing your wife to the crocs.
She won't know. She won't know.
But I do like that. I do like that. Well, I'll give you my rationale.
Go on then.
I'll give you my rationale here. So I don't have a wife. So that's gone. Girlfriend, Karen's the one, man. Like, Karen is the one.
Mm-hmm.
But 450 million is a lot of money.
You're going to go for the money. That's the worst choice.
I mean, this is it, right? Like, my mum, I love my mum to bits. I absolutely adore
You've got
my
a good
mum. I got a great mum. And she's not had that long of a life. She's got maybe another 20 odd years left.
Well, my mum's older than yours.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she is.
But I didn't take that into consideration. There's some quality years left.
There are some quality years. So my mum's had a good innings. Friend, I could buy more friends. 450 million means that I wade in, fight crocs, get 450 million out of it. I may be able to clone these people again with the 450 million.
I said you can't bring them back.
You can't. There's no way.
No way
There's
back.
just no way.
There's no
back.
way back. You just have to find a new girlfriend. Unfortunately, your mum is crocodile.
Gone. She's crocodile food.
And whoever that friend is, he's drowned as well.
Yeah, he's also a goner. He's a goner, isn't he? But I could buy more friends.
That's very true.
Yeah,
you can get fake friends with money, can't you?
Yeah, and they'd be better friends too. They'd be of a higher class than you guys, Like I'd be going to these like fucking Diddy parties or whatever with
really?
These mates.
Is that where you want to go?
Well,
you wouldn't just go to the castle instead of the cross.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I could just drink at a nicer establishment, but it would be quite nice to go to some of these. Not a Diddy party. I don't, I'm not that into oil, but just random parties that celebrities throw or whatever, and then you get a chance to meet someone famous or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I really like your podcast," and I'm like, "You've never listened to a day in your life," and they're like, "Oh, I listened to every single episode since the first issue," and I'm like, "Well, come on then, come on back. I can wine and dine you. I can live this lifestyle for at least a few months." I'll be like
450 mil. I think that would last you a lifetime, mate.
Well,
how lavish are you going?
It depends, doesn't it? There was that guy, wasn't there, who won, like, how much did he win? 10 mil? And he blew it in 6 years or whatever. Do you know that guy that bought just a mansion and was just living off cocaine and destruction car derbies in his back garden?
Scumbag. Of course. He's never had a penny in his life.
He was a bin man, and he went back to being a bin man 6 years later. Just blew it all.
I would hope you're a little bit more sensible with money than he is.
Depends, mate. If I've just seen all my family get ripped apart by crocodiles, I might
just all your family. Your dad's still alive.
Yeah, true. Me and
your
Dad
other friends are still alive. It's not all your friends. It's just one of your friends. Hopefully, I'm not in the water. I'd be still alive.
Yeah. I think sensible answer here is I'd pick Karen, right? I would pick Karen.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I would
that's
pick
the
my
sensible
wife.
answer.
Definitely my mum.
All I'm saying is 450 mils, a lot of money. Audience, I'll leave it up to you to decide which way we're going. I suppose for me, it all depends on which way the wind's turning, you know? Am I feeling
Are you
quite...
in the doghouse?
Am I in the
And
doghouse?
Karen's gone.
Is payday, is payday a little while away and I've had a really expensive month? Hey, who knows? I could be swayed. And maybe it depends on the arguments they put forward, right? If they got 30 seconds before the clock gets them, best argument wins. At that point, 450 million speaks loudly. So we'll have to see what they come up with, right?
Yeah.
Get them, fight it out, guys. Fight it out.
We want to hear about it in the Discord.
Exactly.
We'll post this out in the Discord.
Yeah,
and
we
see
will.
what people say.
Yeah, I'd love to know. I'd love to know. But with that, we shall move it on to what we've been playing.
This time on NPS We Trust, what have the boys been playing?
So, Phil, it's been 2 weeks since the last podcast episode, and I'm desperate to know what you've been up to in your time. What have you been playing, my dude?
Well, Davey, I am glad you have asked. And actually, I've not really been playing a lot because I've been on my travels again with work. So unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to be playing those video games. But the time I've had, I have been playing a little game, which I referenced on the last episode. Keen-eyed listeners and keen-eared listeners, is that a saying? Yeah, keen-eared listeners would have picked up on the fact that I've been playing a game called Monster Train First Class. Now, I can see you wincing because this is a roguelike deck building game, which in the past you've said is pure virgin
territory.
Territory.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, let me tell you, I haven't had sex since playing it.
Because all you're doing is you're wanting to put it in Monster Train, right?
Well, that's it. All I've wanted to do is spend time in the Monster Train. Now, this game is highly rated. It's 86% on Metacritic. So it's got a huge score. And there is a second one, which I'm led to believe has a higher score. And it's very much in the realm of a game that's very popular at the moment on Twitch called Slay the Spire. Because I think they've just had a prequel. They've just had a second game, Slay the Spire 2.
That's
which
right.
It seems to be everywhere at the moment. And it sort of came to light because I was on Twitch and I was scrolling around. I'd watched enough Marathon. So I thought, oh, what's this game? And I started really getting into watching Slay the Spire because one of the people I follow on Twitch was sort of raving about it. And I thought, well, let's give it a try. Let's see where it takes me. Now, this game, as I said, it's a roguelike deck building game. Okay. So imagine you're on a train. This is where it's all set, okay? And there's 3 levels to this train. And then up the top is kind of the nexus, if I'm talking in League of Legends language.
Okay.
Basically the thing you need to protect, right? And you're trying to stop wave upon wave of enemies attacking your nexus, okay? So very much like League of Legends. And there's 4 levels to the train. At the top is your nexus. And then you've got 3 levels to place your monsters. Now, at my level, I can pick from the Hellhound, the Awoken, and the Staying Guard. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Okay, and they've all got strengths. They've all got weaknesses. The Hellhound, they're very much a melee class. Okay,
right.
The Awoken are like a plant-based race, which are very defensive, and then the Staying Guard, they're very magical based. Okay. And as I said, they've all got strengths and weaknesses, and you can ally them up. So you pick a primary team and you pick an allied team, okay?
Okay.
So as your primary team, that's where your champion comes from, okay? Your big bad, the guy you want to put at the front of the army to kind of stop everyone, or at the back if they're casting magic and protect people. It all depends who you get. And then you get your allied clan, which are all the other ones that sort of fill those gaps. And as I said, wave upon wave of enemies will attack you. So you have a couple of different rounds, and then a boss enemy will come forward, right? And then start wiping out your team, getting closer to your nexus. And your whole thing is you've got to survive the round. If you survive your round, the nexus has still got some points on it. You'll move on to the next area, okay? And then the train rolls on. Choo, 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 okay? So as you roll on, you get to upgrade certain aspects of your train. So you either get to replenish some of the health of your nexus, You get to pick some new cards for new kind of Hellhorns or Awoken to go on your team. And then you start the next round. And then it goes round by round by round. And I think there's about 9 or 10 different rounds that you've got to get through. And I'm very close to getting to the end of this, okay? Now, the beauty of this game is the more rounds you play, the more choice of cards and the more primary and allied clans that you get options to pick. So it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you can start to make the rounds harder by augmenting some of the skills that you're based against as well. Okay, so there is a difficulty setting to this as well, but it seems very much time-based to get to the sort of end game, where then things start to get really, really difficult when you start to add in some of those extra abilities of the sort of bosses and the clans that you're against.
Okay.
Now, does this interest you at all?
No.
no, definitely not.
Well,
No?
the worst thing is, I think if I actually played it, say this mode was in like the next Final Fantasy, I reckon I'd fucking love it, right? Because for whatever reason, my brain will not let me start these kind of games without just hearing in the background someone yelling, "Fucking nerd!" Like, but if it's
I've been hearing that,
game,
so I've got the window open, and as people are coming past my street, they can see me on the monster train.
But yeah, if it's in a different game, I'll give them a chance, and I love them. So I'm sure I actually would like this. I just can't let myself do it. I just can't. I don't know why. Maybe I'm broken. But it does sound quite interesting. I do want to know. I got a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
So you mentioned about these bosses, how they just kind of move through towards your Nexus.
Yep.
Is there a way, if you got the cards, can you just beat that boss so he never gets to your Nexus so you don't get hit?
Well, that's the whole idea, is to
Right.
survive the wave. It's a bit like tower defense games.
Okay, right.
Do you remember those of the past?
Yeah. I
they
know
were
them.
really popular at a certain period in time, and I sweated them. I love tower defense back on the day on the iPad. But you would get to the end of the wave, and then a boss would spawn, and you've got to basically kill him before he reaches your Nexus, and then that's how you go to the next round within the monster train, and that's how you roll on the train.
Okay, fair enough. The other question I had for you is there the ability to buy better cards, like DLC-wise here, that can kind of break it?
I don't know about DLC. It's not like Hearthstone or something like that.
Oh, good.
You can buy cards. It's very much the more you play, the more cards you'll have opportunity to pick.
Yeah, so like a roguelike, the more you play it, obviously the better you get.
Better that you get.
Over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the more skillful you become, because you get to understand what these cards do and what the clans do and what the allied clans do and which one works better in which circumstance. So there is that element of the more you play, the more options you have, but also the better you get at playing these cards as well.
Yeah. Classic roguelike stuff.
Yeah.
No, do you know what? I'm glad you found a new, like, Dave the Diver. You found a game on the PS Plus catalog.
Yeah,
that you wouldn't have potentially played otherwise. That's grabbed you, right? That's ultimately what we want out of it. I could sit here and take the piss. If I had Spence here as well, I'm sure that I would have played the Get Off the Stage music that we got, right? While you were giving your thing. I'm sure that I would have played it up. But when it's just you and me, I've got nobody else for backup here. So I'm happy for you, mate.
And you wonder why I waited until it's a duo cast to admit that I've been playing this game. And you're right? It was available for free. Okay, so it came to PS Plus on April 21st this year. But it's been out a while. It's been out around 5-6 years because it launched in 2020. So it's been around for a very long time. And it's built up a little bit of a cult following, I must admit. So when I saw the chance to be able to play it on the service for free, it was just a no-brainer for me. And it's one of those games that you can leave running all day just in the background. So it's perfect if you're doing some editing and you want 5-minute break and you want to play a little monster train, you want to play a quick round and then go back and you just leave the PlayStation on. So don't look at the amount of hours that I've played, because that doesn't reflect the amount of time I've actually played the game, because I have been leaving it on in the background while I've been doing other things around the house.
Makes sense. I was going to ask you, like, what does the platinum look like for this? Have you had a look at it?
Mate, this is Phil. Hello?
Yeah, but come on, mate. You'd go for anytime you find a game that you love, you go for the platinum on it. Do you want me to check for you? Monster Train Platinum.
I'll be honest,
Trophy
I
guide.
haven't checked.
I'm going to have a look for you. Monster Train Trophy. Right. Okay. Let's have a little look. Trophy achievement guide.
I've seen a few pop, but it's all been around getting certain clans and allied clans and then dealing certain amounts of damage. They're the ones that I've seen pop up. But
They're saying completion time, about 39 hours, so not too bad. Completion difficulty, about 3 out of 5.
Brilliant. So just continue to play, really.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, seems to be. Yeah, so it doesn't seem too bad. There's like some miscellaneous ones on there, but by then you'll have such an understanding of the game that you'll be smashing it. Miscellaneous ones, clear with 0 cards in your deck, clear with 10 or fewer cards in your deck, clear without a hero, clear with a deck of 40 or more cards. So it's just those things probably that would happen quite naturally as you're playing it. So probably not a bad one. Probably not a bad list.
Oh, well, there we go. I'm definitely going for the completion on this, but will I go to the point of trying to get the platinum for it? We'll see. We'll see how long it keeps my attention. Because at the moment, I'm still just, discovering new cards, discovering new clans within the game. I want to see what the other clans are. So I need to play a little bit more. So it's got its teeth into me, but will it hold on? We'll have to see. It all depends what else comes out, And
of course.
We're going to be talking about some games that are coming out very, very soon, aren't we?
We certainly will. But I do want to ask you one final thing. With the time that you've played so far, do you have a rating for it?
Do I have a rating? It's a bit of a difficult one because I haven't played a lot of these games.
That doesn't
matter.
Much
like Marathon. I'd never played an extraction shooter before Marathon, and we absolutely loved that game because of the amount of time we've been playing and the amount of enjoyment we've got out of that game. So my rating of that one goes up every time you talk to me. Now with this one, I'd probably say it sits on a 7 at the moment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I wouldn't say it's too much higher than that, okay? It potentially could grow, again, because I'm nowhere close to finishing the game just yet. But story-wise, non-existent. It's not a game with story, but it's just a fun game to have in the background. Just a little, background kind of game. It'd be perfect for the Portal, and you could play that tune if you wanted.
Why not? Why not? It's one for the Portal. Love that.
But it's just one of those lightweight games that you can dip in, dip out, and it's just something to have playing in the background. And I think it's just fit in perfectly for the amount of time I've had to be able to play on my PlayStation, which is very little this last 2 weeks.
Well, there you go. Well, glad to hear that you're happy, mate. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you dedicate a bit of time to a game and then you're like, actually, I don't know if I'm enjoying it. And that is where I'm going to be going next because I've been playing Pragmata and I don't know if I like it. I really don't know if I do. The game says I'm 3 hours in, right? 3 hours, 10 minutes. But the cards show I'm about 50% through the game. So I'm flying through it apparently. But I don't feel like I am. You'll know exactly where this is. So I'm at the soil place. So I'm in Terra Nova or whatever it is. The
Terra Dome.
Terra Dome with all the trees and that.
Yep.
And I've found 8. Yep. And then I'm in the next bit just after finding 8. So she's like, you've got to go and do something else. And it's like every time you get somewhere, it's the same thing over and over and over again. You go there. Doors locked. Okay, let's go around this environment into 3 different places, sometimes more. Fight a load of enemies, unlock a thing, go back to the main thing, go through a door boss. And it's the same thing over and over again. And I don't think that I like the combat.
Okay.
I really don't think I like it. I like the dynamic with the 2 main characters. I really like their whole thing going on, this daddy-daughter thing that's blossoming. I'm on vibe with that. I really think Diana's got great vibes. I really like her. I like the going back to my kind of hub base and then upgrading and doing the VR modes and getting like 3 stars in all those. I've been doing all of that.
Right.
Enjoy all that stuff. But I think the base combat pisses me off quite a lot because, and maybe this is just my time playing it, maybe I'm playing it wrong, I don't know. I constantly find that I go to hack and then I'm like, which one am I even fucking hacking here? When there's a group of like 5 of them together, I'll hack one and I'm like, that's not even the one I want to hack. I want to hack the one over on the far right. and it just kind of goes for whichever one's kind of closest to you. That pisses me off because I've got this ability to be able to make them cause confusion, so they do friendly fire to each other. So obviously I want to go on the big guy to be able to do that. So I've got to go out my way to kind of run around and get them. And be looking at them squarely to make sure that the lock-on works, so I'm not using that on some random shitter. The thing that really stresses me out about it is that your main weapons in like the machine gun and the pistol, there's just not enough ammo in that clip, and it does my head in because I'll get the hack, I'll get it all there, and then I'll sink 20 rounds into it or whatever. And then it's like, oh, now I've got to just run around for 20 seconds until my ammo comes back. And it's like, why couldn't I just find ammunition around here? Why does it have to be this moon shit that recharges? Like, why is that? And the only thing that's making the experience better the more I'm playing it isn't the fact that things are getting tougher or anything else, because really I've been playing this with my eyes closed, fucking boring really. There's like hardly any challenge unless I really turn my brain off. And then I start getting absolutely steamrolled. But the thing that's making it better is now I can carry several support weapons. So I can carry like a shotgun and like a plasma rifle charge gun or whatever. And that helps. That helps quite a lot because at least then you can just eliminate things. But the main gun being as weak as it is and having such a small clip size does my head in. I don't think I overly enjoy the hacking because it just feels like as if it's just something getting in the way rather than it causing a challenge, you know? Do you get what I mean? Like, the hacking itself is so simple, even on, like, a bigger thing. But then, and that might be interesting, but then they give you the ability to be able to put a sticky grenade on them to cut down the grid, so it just makes it easy again. And you think, well, what's the point? Like, where's the scaling difficulty on this? Because it's just, I just chuck a couple of sticky bombs on you and just go left, down, left, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're hacked. And now I'll just do a tiny bit of damage to you, wait until I've run out of all my ammunition or whatever, and then hopefully I'll get my big ultimate ability and be able to finish them off. But I feel like the thing I would have really loved in this would have been like a melee. Something that I could just do something else rather than having to hit that hack so it opens them up for a melee special kill, which is right at the end when they're one shot away from dead anyway. So it's like I've got issues with it, and I'm playing it through, and I've got James Bond sitting there ready to go, and all that's coming from my mind is, why am I continuing to play this? Because I'm hoping that you'll turn around to me and say that just keep going, things get better. It builds, the story goes somewhere. It's, the gameplay stuff is like a struggle of where you are, and it gets more engaging, and it gets you have to really think about it and stuff like that as you go. I'm hoping you're going to come back with that, because if not, I'm very tempted just to turn it off and never go back. Like I'm really at that point where I'm like, do I want to play another 3 hours of it? Would be, if I didn't have anything else to play, it would be fine, I think. But whereas I've got something that I'm really looking forward to playing, it feels like it's doing my head in now. Like, I was playing it today and I was just like, God, this is just not fun. Oh, and my last critique with it, dude.
Go on then.
The ear hover is so annoying. Like, so annoying. When you go to a bit of platforming, and you're in full sprint, you jump, and then you hover, it just kills your momentum. And you're like, why aren't I still zooming with the hover, right? Like, if I'm in full sprint and I jump, you hold X and you just stop, and then just dangle, and then it's only like a tiny little jump, and my guy's like, pulling himself back up. I'm like, you should have shot over this. Like, and I know that you could jump and then hit the boost to like kind of give yourself that bit.
Yeah.
But why doesn't it carry forward your momentum when you hold X? And that stresses me out. And like, I get annoyed by that every time because I constantly forget. Because you just assume that if you're in full sprint and then you're using like the glide ability, that your momentum would carry, but it just doesn't. It just fucking stops you. And that's my last critique with it. So I got quite a number of critiques.
A glowing review.
I got quite yeah. But I do like the main characters, though, at least.
So you like the characters, but outside that, you're struggling with most other things. Not struggling in terms of the difficulty of the game, because clearly that's not ramped up enough where you have too many enemies on the screen at once, because that would be my main question. Now, I'm trying to remember back to the Terror Dome. Was there any part of that which I found challenging? I don't think I did. Okay. But I am finding it challenging now when there's sort of environmental things happening as well. So there might be turrets that come out of the ground and you have to hop over the turrets because they have like a laser beam. So your
I've
movement,
seen a few laser beams.
Yeah, your movement is very much impeded by obstacles while you're trying to manage all the different enemies that you're trying to fight. And I think at that point, there is some challenge within the gameplay loop. But outside that, even the bosses, I think, are fairly simplistic once you sort of work them out. And obviously, you're a Dark Souls man, right? You're not going to get that level of complexity or challenge with this game. But I ultimately don't think that's what this game wants to be.
No,
I think it wants to be a nice, entertaining story with a heartfelt daddy-daughter relationship, which you can, be along for the ride and see some amazing graphics ultimately and some amazing music. I think that is the beauty of this game, not the crushing difficulty which you and Spencer are sort of famous for enjoying. Sauros, Returnal, Dark Souls. It's not in that vein at all.
No.
But I will say, once you get to the later stages and those environmental obstacles start to play a part, it does get a little bit more difficult, but I still think you'll probably end up walking it. Going back to the weapons that you're using, when you go to the hub world, you have the option of upgrading 3 elements within it. So you can upgrade Diana, so that'll be your hacking speed. You can upgrade your defense, your armor, to give some more defense, or you can upgrade your weapon. Now, I'm assuming you didn't upgrade your weapon.
I'm on 8 of them.
On the weapon?
Yeah, on the weapon. So it's my
and you're
hacking
still running out.
It's my health that I haven't really changed.
Okay.
Because I'm not really struggling with it. So the health's on I think 5. But I've got 21 rounds in my machine gun.
Yeah.
That's all I got, and I think it's 8 or whatever. It's 8 pips in. I think I'm only about 4 away from it being topped, and I'm like, this doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference. But I do find that when you upgrade the secondary weapons, like the shotgun or whatever, that makes a huge difference, the amount of damage they deal.
Yeah.
And so it becomes, just finding those and then using those on the bigger guys to be able to take them out, and using the machine gun on, or the pistol on those little shit robots that have been there ever since the start.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep cropping up, because they crop up now even in the later part of the game where there is a bit of a twist, which I introduced, I think, in the last episode, but I haven't played since because I haven't had enough time. But it is a game that I want to see through to fruition. But in terms of challenge, as I said, I don't think you're going to find it here. In terms of what I upgraded, I just went straight for the hacking side of things, because contrary to your kind of review of the game, I quite enjoy that element of hacking while doing the combat and the avoidance and the kind of dodging around to not get hit throughout the time. I do agree with you, the kind of exploration is a bit basic, but there is parts of the game where there is a little bit more puzzle to where you're going and what you find. There's a part where you're very much moving blocks like a Rubik's Cube around, and that's quite entertaining. But again, you're not going to find yourself challenged or pushed too far with those elements either. All right.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the challenge is the main thing I got an issue with. I think it's just the fact that for me, the systems at the moment feel just annoying to use. The fact that you've got such little ammo with the special weapons and that kind of thing, not having an ability to be able to deal some damage, maybe take some risks with melees or something like that. I think the way it's just the soup of it all together at the moment, with its really shit kind of platforming when you have to do it, which I fucking hate it so much. I feel quite slow all the time, which is also frustrating me a little bit.
Are you not just using the boost constantly? Because I am.
Yeah. And
Like, all the time. Like, I'm not walking a single pace.
No, I do like the slow-mo you get, like when you do a perfect dodge. I do like that, and I've put like some of my mods now into like dealing an extra 10% damage when I do a slow-mo and things like that, just so I could try and burn through enemies a little bit quicker. But I'm just thinking all of it together just isn't speaking to me at the moment. I think if the cards are right, and I am about halfway through, I probably will end up seeing it through. I'm just hoping that something happens which grabs me. Because at the moment, it's nice. It's a nice story. But there's nothing here. This feels like, to me, the kind of fodder game we would have got back on PS3. Like a classic, like 7 out of 10 PS3 game.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
And that's what it feels like. And when I got James Bond itch in there, installed, ready to go, it's feeling like a hard pill to want to spend more time with this. But I am quite encouraged by what you said in terms of that there's extra gameplay things they do build in, even if that is light puzzle elements or whatever, that will at least break it up. Because at the moment, it just feels like I'm doing the same thing every goddamn time. Just go in, find things around the environment to open a lock and move through and fight a boss. And it's been that 3 times on the bounce. So I'm like, come on, guys, like do something else, like, so that does give me some encouragement. Actually, you probably have given me the little bit that I was looking for, the little nugget to want to continue. Because right now at the moment, if I had to rate this, I think I'd probably just give it a 7 out of, because it's not bad. Right, like it's not in the 6 category. It's not bad. I think I'd probably go for a straight even 7 in terms of it's fine. Like, it's fine. You could play it, and I'm sure that people do love it, right?
They really do, yeah. And if I remember rightly, I gave it an 8 because I am enjoying the game.
Oh, there you go. So we're not too dissimilar, really.
No,
It's just I got a few more issues at this stage of the game. Well, I probably will end up seeing it through. Probably. It all depends. If the next hero I go to pisses me off, then I may bin it. But being as far as I am in, I hardly ever quit games. I think the only couple of games I quit on this podcast is like Atomic Heart, and I was right at the start. And I was like,
But I really enjoyed that game. So maybe
True.
it's the games I really enjoy you just quit and you can't vibe with. And I think Pragmata is probably going to be one of those games. Because the next zone, if I remember rightly, doesn't change a whole lot. It's the zone after, and then you get to the twist. And I'm interested to see what that twist changes as well with the game.
Oh, okay. I'll see it through. I'll see it through. I'll just see it through. I'll just fucking do it.
It's not a long game.
No, it seems to be moving at a good pace, so I'll see it through. It's one of those things that when I first started it, and I was getting a few trophies at the wazoo, and I was like, "Oh, this might be a really easy platty to get." Like the thought of going back onto lunatic difficulty and doing it again. At the moment, I'm thinking, "Oh God, I couldn't put myself back through this." But wait and see. We'll see how the game builds,
see what happens.
Right?
There's lots of collectibles anyway to keep you happy. I know you like the Assassin's Creed kind of idea of collecting 1,000,001 collectibles. There's so many things to collect in this game.
Yeah,
I think they
true.
want you to run these levels multiple times. It's not just a one and done, get through the game, maybe run it again on hard. You're going to have to go back through the game, I think, multiple times to get all the different bits and pieces. But it's very easy because from your hub world, you can transition to anywhere within the map. So that's quite nice.
And I'll have all the upgrades and stuff by then as well.
True.
So
Not that it sounds like you need it.
No, but it's more so if it just makes things better. Like if I can have more mods and things to make it more how I want to do, and if I can deal with enemies quicker, then it becomes less of a burden, right? If each enemy takes as long now as it does for me to deal with some of them, which seems like forever, because I'm just running out of resources or whatever. Maybe I'm just not managing my stuff properly. It could be the way I'm playing it. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like I could be doing better things with my time. Here's where I'm going. But speaking of time, I've been putting considerable time into Marathon now. I'm not going to do what we do every single time and go off for ages on this. I'm just going to give a quick update where I am. For those that are in the know, season 1 ends tomorrow, or actually tonight, from the day of our recording. So season 2 starts on the 2nd of June. I have done, at this point, 3 out of 6 of the vaults. So I haven't beaten the compiler, which is the final boss, which is a damn shame, because I want to tell this story. I met up with this group of lads on Friday and joined them, and they were like, lad, we've been having the worst night ever. And obviously, cryo's open all the time at the moment. So I was like, boys, never fear. I am here, and I've been having good luck on cryo today. And they were like, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, we just had the luck of the fucking Irish, dude, because we managed to play, I think, 7 games on cryo, and we got out 5 out of those 7 times. Right?
Did you? Wow,
yeah,
congrats.
I mean, clearing the entire lobby, getting out. So we killed every other team, did like nick their keys, did their vaults, that kind of thing. It was great. I managed to shoot up my loadout to 257 odd thousand by the end of that night, which was awesome. I was like full of golds, full of everything. And then that night, the last one of the night, one of the lads was like, I've got the key for compiler, so we can go do compiler. I was like, oh my God, I'd love to do that. It's the only thing I haven't really seen in this game. I would do anything. I was like, what do I need to bring? So he's like, just bring your best gear, bring kind of everything you got. So I ended up rolling in with like a 35,000 loadout, right? And there's multi steps to be able to do this compiler. So you gotta go kill like the one of the wardens on the map to get his credentials. You got to get 10 batteries. You got to get like a cryocoolant thing. You got to kind of do everything, right? Like kind of get all this stuff. You got to have security clearance 3 or 4, one of the 2. Can't remember. Don't think it was 5. Anyway, got to do all this. So we get all the sages. We've killed every team. There's one other team on the map, right? We had no idea where they were. Just no idea.
I think I know where this is going.
Oh, yeah, you do. So we start the DNA sequencer for the compiler, which will then start the process of, all we have to do is start it, go to wherever he is and kill him, right? Start that. They come out of nowhere, this team, and just fucking mow us down, dude. Mow us down. And I still, to this day, have not done compiler. Still have not done it.
Man.
It sucked, dude. I so wanted to do it. I so badly wanted to do it. And I said to the guy after,
I don't even feel bad laughing because that is a funny story.
Oh, it just sucks. And I was like, was that your only key? He's like, yep. I've only seen 2 and I'm 400 hours in. And I was like, brilliant. Great.
Is that rare?
It's super hard to find. Yeah, super hard to find. And it's something that I can't even do myself because you've got to have unlocked all 6 vaults first before then you can even use it. Yeah. So I can't do it, right? Like I need to find a 4, 5, and 6 key or loot those from somebody else to be able to get in. Now, I did play a little bit with Spence on, was it last night? Yeah, last night. And so I was saying to Spence, look, you've got to get over this whole not taking your best stuff out because we're losing it all on Tuesday. So just run crazy heavy. So every single time we were loading into cryo, we were running like 40 RK loadouts, right? Or 35 RK loadouts. So like full golds all over, Ms. Ryers at the wazoo, like the best guns. And we had a terrible night. Like,
did you?
Awful, yeah.
It's because I'm not there, you know.
Oh, dude, honestly,
charm.
It was so bad to the point where my vault went from 260 odd thousand, I think, I started that night at, to 105,000. I lost 150,000 of vault space, right?
You were going to lose it anyway.
Very true. Spence went down to like 60 odd thousand, something like that. Like he had nothing left. He had like 2 guns. Yeah. That's all he had in his vault. And it was so fun. It was so fun because I was just like, I don't care about any of this stuff anymore. I don't care because it's all going. And then it just felt great whenever you did kill like a load of teams and you had a great run and then you started to build it back up, even though it doesn't matter because it's all going. But the big news about this is I finally hit over level 100 and I've earned the platinum. Ooh, that's a platinum. So I'm ending season 1 at level 104, I think I am, or 105, something like that. So yeah, I was very, very happy with myself.
Congrats,
I finally
mate.
got it.
Congrats. Well done for getting the level 100, because I know that was really important to you to get in the first season, because they're probably going to add stuff to it, aren't they, and make it more difficult now when we get into season 2. But my first question straight off the bat is, did Spencer get level 100 as well?
He hasn't so far, no.
Ooh.
So he was sitting at
That's
last...
where he is tonight, isn't it?
I don't know. Probably. I probably wouldn't put it past him.
Let's just check Discord, Spencer. Oh no, he's offline.
Is he showing a peer offline? Don't know.
Who knows?
But yeah, he was showing last night at 94, and I was like,
he can't leave it at 94.
No,
he
he can't.
has to go for that.
The problem is that there is maintenance for a lot of today.
Yeah.
So there is maintenance from something like 6 till 10 p.m. I think it is. There's maintenance. So and then he's got up until about 12 o'clock tomorrow, I think it is, before then it updates into season 2, or goes down for the final maintenance before season 2 launches. So he doesn't have long. So I was saying to him, like, look, dude, if I was in your position, this was yesterday, I was saying to him, I was like, I'd be looking to take a day off today. Like, I'd probably just call a day in, like, and be like, yeah, I need it, because that is so close. And this is what I was like on Friday. I was thinking, because nobody else was on, I was just on my own, and I was sitting there and I was at 96 or something like that, level 96, and I was sitting down watching TV with Karen, and then she's like, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm feeling a bit tired, and it's about 10 p.m. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, no worries, I'll come up and I'll make sure you get to bed all right, and just, put it down, settle it down. Straight on marathon, dude. I was on marathon until 2 a.m. To get my level 100. And yeah, I'm happy with it, because I didn't think it was going to happen. I think actually next season it might be easier, because they're making the upgrading of contracts be worth more, and your ability to move through the ranks of those a lot quicker. So I think it might actually end up being a bit easier to hit level 100 after this season. But I just kind of wanted it, I thought it was within sight for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a shame to let that go,
Well, you've played consistently throughout the time of season 1. Now, I started really heavy in the game and played a hell of a lot, and then I sort of dipped off towards the end because of life and work and everything else.
Of course.
Those are my excuses that I'm putting down today. But I think I must have ended on roughly 60, 50, between there.
I'd say you're in the high 60s, I would have thought.
High 60s-ish area of marathon. So it wasn't really doable as we started to approach the end of this season for me.
No.
But for you and Spencer, like, great for you that's got it. And I would be really surprised if Spencer lets that slip. But again, I know life gets in the way. But going back to the last couple of games that you played, I'm really happy that it went shit for you, because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's great. It feels great, because I'm the lucky charm whenever I'm around. We seem to have a good run, so without me, I'm pretty smug sat here hearing that you guys didn't have a great time and you lost all your items, but ultimately you would lose all your items anyway at the end of midday tomorrow, when the server does reset, and we'll run it back. We'll be there, and as I said, hopefully I'll be able to dedicate a little bit more time within season 2, because there's a hell of a lot of goodies to play with, which I'm sure we're going to cover a little later, or recover some of the stuff that's come out, because I've got some stuff to talk about. So I've been watching a lot of marathon on YouTube about all the updates, so looking forward to that chat. But yeah, I can't wait. Looking for the level 100 once we get to season 2.
Mate, I reckon it's definitely going to be doable. Season 2, the best thing about it is every single person I joined on the community, because I just play with randoms, right? For a lot of this, every single person's like, dude, have you seen blah 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 about season 2? Like, everyone's so excited, and I've never known a community be so into this, like, to be to the point where everyone's like, I can't fucking wait, man. I can't wait to do Dire Marsh at night. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to try this new gun. I can't wait to, and that excitement is like proper fever pitch. I haven't heard anyone who's been like, oh, I don't know, or a bit contrary. Everyone's been over the top excited, which is quite a nice feeling to get into. But obviously next episode we'll let you all know about season 2 of Marathon, bore you all to tears as normal for those that aren't interested. But I will just put the reminder out there, the first week starting from tomorrow, it's free to play for a week. So if you haven't tried it, I would very much encourage you to put some hours in and play the goddamn game. The community is lovely. They will look after you. If they're against you, they will shit on you so bad. You have no idea.
If we see you, we're going to gun you
It's
down.
on site. Yeah, it's on site. It really is. But the people that you play with will help. And the amount of people that showed me things about cryo that, even though I've done cryo now for ages, I still didn't know certain bits. And I learned so much from people. So people are very happy to help. And everyone's going to be learning season 2 at the same time. So it's everyone's really happy to share that information and go from there. So I would encourage you, get on it, try it, and who knows, you may end up finding yourself as addicted as we all are.
Yeah, definitely. And that runs from June 2nd all the way through to June 9th. And I think, if we had a button for it, Phil was right, because when we had a previous conversation about how could we encourage more people to start to play Marathon, we did talk about giving a free week away. And I think that might have been my idea. We'll have to check the clips. And a huge bonus, really, for this is all the progress that you make within that free week isn't reset. So if you do decide to buy the game, all that progress carries over into season 2, and then you can come and get killed by us. So looking forward to seeing you on Tau Ceti.
Hell yeah. And with that, we shall move it on to the quick news. Quick news.
Quickety quick news, listeners and viewers. Welcome to Quick News, arguably the best part of our goddamn show, because we've been out around the PlayStation Nation to pick the latest and greatest to present to you in the form of words. Now, this time round, Spencer, who is our king, the stipulation that he's given us is that we're making quick news quick again. And by that, he means that we're just going to be reading our news and discussing it. And then at the end of the episode, you have the opportunity to vote for the person, or the person that did the worst delivery, I think it is. It's not the best.
That's what he
it's
says.
The worst, isn't it? Right?
That's what he
says. So whoever
says.
doesn't capture your mind, your imagination about the news article that they present, you can go down in Spotify and vote for them. The person who gets the most votes will get a shot in the dock for the big quiz when we get to 140-ish episodes. We'll do a big quiz, and then that person will get a shot. So the first thing I think we need to do, Davey, is a bit of recap on episode 137. Now, who got voted the worst when the quick news on that one?
Well, on 136.
Yeah, 136, excuse me.
I mean, this becoming a bit of a fucking meme, this. It's me.
Is it you again?
It's me, yeah. Although it was a bit closer this time. It was a bit closer. Yeah. So, audience, you've done well, because you actually did turn out in more droves than you normally do. So, the poll results from me, 44% the vote. Spence, 33. Phil, 22.
There we go. So, cheers to the fans. Thank you very much for not voting me. As much as I do like to drink, but continuing the meme and Davey getting the shot. So that is, how many weeks have we done this now? 3?
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah, three
and I think
now.
You've got all 3.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I would be getting all of them. The only thing is, Phil, we've got a historic rule on this podcast that if someone doesn't show up, they get the shot this time.
That is very true also.
So we could put a vote on, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, so even if I lose that vote, I'm not taking the shot. It'd be Spence, because he didn't show up. And
That's true. That is true.
Is a historic rule.
No, that is true. We've used that on him a few times when he's missed out on an episode for this or that reason. So I'm happy to do the vote, just for a bit of an ego boost. That'll continue to beat you.
Yeah, I'll keep
in quick
getting
news. I don't know how. Spencer can automatically get the shot in the dock.
There you go. It's fine by me. Audience, vote for me. Might as well, right? Why break a streak of a lifetime at the moment? I'm losing every goddamn one. And I know that it's Joseph Thomas behind this mass coup. I know it is. But still, bring them on. I like to drink. I just got my mum came back from Italy with, not Italy, where'd she go? Wasn't Italy. Where'd she go to? Portugal. And bit random.
Very different places.
Very different. It's still in the Mediterranean, even though Portugal right on the edge of it. Anyway, she came back with a brand new bottle of limoncello for me. Oh. So we got that for the next big quiz.
I could understand why you said Italy.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and obviously you just been
I
for
have,
work
yeah.
and having limoncello out there. But yeah, we'll have a brand new bowl. So hopefully episode 140. We'll have to see what our diaries are like, but we'll see if we can get it
We'll
back
see.
on track.
We'll see.
But anyway, mate, do you want to start off with the news, or do you want me to kick off mine?
I think I'll start because I was scanning the doc earlier, and there was a bit of news in there that jumped straight off the page to me, because I'm a massive fan of this IP, and anything to do with this IP, generally I get to talk about within Quick News. And I'm not talking about Helldivers. I'm talking about the collaboration that they now have coming up. So they've got a new war bond that's coming very, very soon to Helldivers 2. Now, myself and you, we haven't been playing Helldivers for quite some time, have we? We kind of dropped out of Helldivers. We sweated it for a period, and we really, really loved it. Didn't have any real faults with it, but just found other games to play. And I think possibly with this new edition, this new war bond that's coming very, very soon to Helldivers 2, we might return. I want to return, but I don't really want to play it on my own. It's not a game to play on your own, is it, Helldivers? It's a 4-player game. We need the team back together, and we need to drop in, and we need to buy the war bond of Warhammer 40k. Here we go. It's such an obvious IP for them to go for, because it's all like space themed, but where do they go? There is so many armies within Warhammer 40,000. We don't know. We've got no clues. And I scoured the internet for clues. All I could see was people popping off saying for democracy, for the Emperor. So they're hinting towards the Imperium. Okay, so that could be Space Marines, it could be Imperial Guards of Old Guard, and a number of other armies within Warhammer. But Davey, I want to come over to you and see if this excites you as much as me.
It really does. It really
Good.
does. I've been itching to get back into Helldivers, because much like, and this is kind of like the same way that happened with Helldivers 1 for me, is that I played Helldivers 1 loads, went away, came back like a year or two later, and there was so much content in there at that point, and it was just like, oh my god, it was like playing the game brand new again, you know? So I don't see why, I don't think there's ever a bad time to come back to Helldivers 2. Like, we gave that game a 10 out of 10s on its release. I stand by that fully. Difference is just that the time that it was filling was taken up with Street Fighter for me, and now Marathon. But I'm never going to say no. If you're like, should we play Helldivers tonight? I'm never going to be like, no, fuck off. Because it's fun as hell. It's super, super fun. And especially getting to see all the new stuff that would be in there since we last left it. Seeing all the new weapons, all the new vehicles, all the new worlds and armies and stuff that we haven't fought.
Yeah.
There was we did everything on that game when we left. Like, we were doing the super Helldive 10 difficulties and like walking them. So it would be quite nice to come back in now, and there's been, over a year since we last played it, and to be able to have that experience and also wrap that in with a 40k skin, because I'm fucking going to buy the war bond, because it's going to be sick. It's going to be absolutely sick. I mean, I loved the last one they did when it was Killzone.
Yes.
And they had that there, and that was so cool. So to be able to have that now with 40k, we were speculating so much at the time of like, where could they go? And obviously we're a PlayStation podcast, so the first thing we're thinking of is Resistance and blah, 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 blah.
We're still hoping for Resistance.
Oh, one day. But to get there and get Warhammer is such a big get. And as you said, it makes so much sense when you even think about it for a second. So I'm super happy. I'm super happy for everyone on this one. And I'm right there with you, dude. When this actually does come out, I'll dust off Helldivers and get back on, because it's a fucking hell of a game.
Well, we've got no date for this, so this could be any time in the future, but they are sort of speculating that it will be this year. Coming soon generally hints towards that, but who knows just yet. But as soon as we do get a date, we'll be reporting it first on the podcast. But it is difficult, right? Because to have too many of these types of sort of multiplayer games going on is very difficult to balance, isn't it, right? We always talk about time, and I'm usually the first one to bring up the amount of time that I have to invest into this beautiful hobby of PlayStation and video games. But with Marathon and all the goodies that we're going to talk about very, very soon, coming tomorrow to Marathon, how are we going to drag ourselves away from it? All I can think about is that night that we had a really shitty run and you had one recently with Spencer. Maybe it's at that point we say, Helldivers.
I think it'd be one of those things that we'll have to just put it in the diary that this is a Helldivers night.
Yeah.
You know? Like, whereas normally it's a case of somebody in the messenger every single day being like, anyone on tonight? Anyone on tonight? Anyone on tonight? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, let's all jump onto Marathon. It'd be one of those things that we say, right, this is coming out on X date. Let's get together that Thursday and we'll play Helldivers. And then from there, it's back to Marathon as business as usual.
Yeah,
but it would just be a case that we've put the time aside to play that specifically and to have some fun with it. And I think that's the best way to do it, because I think if it was a choice between the two, we're going to go Marathon, right? Like we're
at the
just,
moment,
100% we are. Because I mean, the thing is, we've already spent countless hours in Helldivers already as a group from a couple of years ago. So it's not going to have the same buzz, no matter how much extra they put in the season 2 of Marathon, right? It's just not going to for us.
No.
But if we dedicate the time to it, then we'll make sure it happens. And I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Plus, we'll have to get on there because the war bond expires, right? So we'll have to get on within a certain period of time.
Yeah, and we can invite some people in, can't we? We can always put it in the Discord and maybe get some community heads to join us as we drop in. But you have to have the warband to join us. I think that's a requirement. You need to be dropping in for the Imperium.
100%, 100%. I mean, it's going to kill me not playing as a Hellgast, but I'll do it. All right,
you can always go back, I suppose.
Yeah.
First couple drops.
The Hellgast and Warhammer, can they go together?
It depends what Warhammer it is.
True.
I'm assuming it's going to be Space Marines.
It's got to be Space Marines, right?
Right. Going to be Ultramarines, probably.
Yeah, I imagine.
Your basic bitch Warhammer.
You'll probably find there'll be a few, because I mean they're just color palette swaps, aren't they? And then the odd banner come out at the top, whatever.
Dark Angels, Blood Angels, etc.
Yeah, I imagine you have some Blood Angels knocking about. I imagine so. And then you'll definitely have the pistol, the bolter, right? You'll definitely have a bolter.
The bolter, that's their famous weapon.
You'll definitely have that. And then I'm trying to think what other weapon you'd have. They got a machine gun with a saw on it, do they? Or is that just a bolter that's got a little saw thing on the bottom?
So the chainsaw, usually. So your basic Marine generally would have a bolt gun as his weapon, and then usually a chainsaw. And then your captain would have like a power weapon. So he might have a power fist or a power sword, generally, when it comes to Space Marines.
You could put all those in this, because there's all melee weapons all over Helldivers these days.
Like a power fist, wallop. That'd be amazing.
Sick. That'd be sick. Sword would be cool, though, man. Sword would be really cool.
They have plasma pistols as well, the Marines.
I think judging by what they did with the Killzone one, I think it was 2 weapons. I think they put in.
Okay.
I think it was 2 weapons and then a couple of skins. So I imagine it wouldn't probably go too far off, and it means that if it does really well, then who knows? Give it a couple more months, you could always do a different war bond for 40k, right? There's nothing stopping them. They don't have to splurge their load all in one go. You could drip it in over a bit of time. It's exciting though.
It is exciting.
I love seeing these kind of collabs. They're just great. Big fan.
Big fan, definitely. Anyway, over to yourself, mate, for a little bit of quick news.
Well, I got some quick news, which is an absolute fucking blast from the past. And when I saw this on Twitter a few days ago, I freaked out because I couldn't believe. I thought it was like a late April Fool's Day joke or something, but no, it's completely
very late.
It's completely true. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is getting brand new DLC releasing next year, 2027. So they put this brand new expansion for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will take you to the path with Geralt of Rivia once more. It's being co-developed with Fool's Theory and is coming to PC, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5 in 2027. Stay tuned for more info in late summer. How fucking wild that The Witcher 3, I don't even know when it came out. I'm going to guess.
I do know. I've already got the facts.
Go on, give me some facts, dude.
So The Witcher, the original Witcher, okay, which I say the original Witcher, Witcher 3.
You mean Witcher 3, yeah.
Yeah. So the original Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, okay, that came out in 2015.
I was going to guess 18. It was 3 years earlier than I thought.
2015. I couldn't believe it when I looked it
Fucking
up,
hell.
because I knew it was an old game, right? And I knew it was one of those games that's like kind of like hung around a little bit too long. But then to see an expansion for it, I was like, Jesus Christ, they're still supporting this game. And the amount of love that I saw coming off the page when I was reading that Twitter post is unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable to see them support this game after, what's that?
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. Quick math.
Well, it'll be 12 years by the time it comes out. 2027, right?
Oh, yeah, 2027. It would be 12 years, yeah. And they scored a massive 92% on Metacritic. So it's a legendary game, okay?
Yeah, great game.
The original Witcher 3. But to get a new expansion, wow, fair play to them.
It's wild. I mean, like, we should be expecting to see more of the brand new Witcher game this year at Summer Game Fest, right? I would have thought so. I mean, it was showed at the Game Awards. So I'd imagine there'd be you'd hope there might be a little bit of a drip more, because they showed that tech demo, didn't they? Was that the Game Awards, or was that just before? It was around that time of last year anyway, where they showed it running on like UE5 or whatever, and it was fucking nuts. I'm pretty sure it was at Game Awards for the brand new Witcher game. And so I just didn't expect this in a million years. Like, this would be one of those things that if someone put this up for a crazy, I'd be like, yeah, good fucking luck. And here we are. It's reality, Absolutely wild.
It is quite a good idea, though, as they are working on The Witcher 4, to bring something out for The Witcher 3 to reinvigorate all the fans, because there must be people out there that's completed this game, right? And I say that with a bit of tongue-in-cheek, because it's an absolute humongous game to be able to play. Now, to bring that expansion out quite close to the same time that we're hearing rumblings across all these shows, and we've got 2 coming up in the next week or so, and the possibility Witcher 4 could be mentioned, it's a great idea. It's a great marketing choice, I think. It's really intelligent for them to bring something out to reinvigorate the fans, as I said, and get people back in the mindset and get back playing The Witcher 3. And it's those hardcore that they really want to get on board first before they start appealing to the mass crowd, which they will do once they show us a trailer, because I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in this.
Oh my God, it would blow the roof off. People will go mental. I remember the absolute buzz when Witcher 3 was coming out, and it was so much that I picked it up. And I put 60 odd hours in and barely scratched the surface. And I had to bounce. But I was having a great time with it. I'm so happy for the fans of this, like so over the moon for them. You have no idea. I wish something like this had happened to a game that I loved as much, Like, why can't I get Resistance 3 DLC, Come on.
I mean, if this works and it's a viable kind of way into bringing back another game, then why won't other studios adopt it? Rather than doing a remake or a reskin of an old game, bringing out an expansion. I think that's a warrant marketing technique to reinvigorate the fans, because that's what we're looking at these days. We're seeing a lot of remakes. We're seeing lots of kind of prequels of games as well. People do that a lot. But adding DLC to like get people ready for the next version of that IP, it's a great idea. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. All thumbs up this side. Audience, let us know. Are you excited for this, same as we are? I mean, I'm not even going to pick it up, right? I haven't even played the other expansions. I haven't even finished the fucking base game. But I'm happy for all those. Are you one of those Witcher heads that has been, done every single possible side quest imaginable, which I can't imagine how many hours that is, but you're then looking for more content? Let us know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to share in some of your excitement here. Phil, over to your next piece, my dude.
Okay, so my first piece was getting very, very excited about a new addition to an existing game. This second bit of quick news, I don't think a lot of people are really going to be happy about. I think you've picked an article here, which is a little bit of a downer, but it depends how you read the tea leaves on it, okay? So here's the introduction. Sony has patented a feature that uses AI, yes, we're going to hear a lot about AI now moving forward, to show players short-form content while waiting for their games to load. Now, I can see everyone getting very, very excited about this. So the videos could include content like gameplay highlights, social media clips, and I'm shaking my head on both of those because I don't think that's really going to happen. But it's the third one that they're really going to take advantage of. And you've already started to see this if you use YouTube on your TV or Netflix. As soon as you pause it, you see an advert. And that's where I think this is going to go. So they're going to be using AI generated analytics, okay? Or using analytics based on AI models that they're going to create around the information that they glean from the time that you play the games to serve you gameplay highlights, social media clips, and more importantly, ads. It's just another way for Sony to get ads in front of you, but these will be tailored ads. So I don't think it's as harsh as maybe some people are reading this. And when I saw the Twitter post that this information came from, people were raging. People don't want more ads everywhere they look. You know, as I said, YouTube, Netflix, everywhere you look, as soon as you pause anything, you get some sort of ad coming up in the side. Or have you seen that on Netflix when you pause it? I've been watching a lot of my guilty pleasure, which is WWE. I've really got into it over the last sort of 6 to 8 months. Fucking love it, right? So I've been watching a lot of it. As soon as you pause it, it shrinks down and then you see an advert, okay? And it's genius, right? Because you paused it, right? You paused the show. It isn't just a still of the show. But in this pattern, what Sony are planning, so when your game is loaded, instead of seeing like a boring loading screen, you're gonna see something with some content, either a social media clip, a gameplay highlight, or as I've said, and most importantly to Sony, an ad. Now, Davey, how are you reading this? Do you think it's as negative as the outrage on Twitter that I'm reading?
I don't, because I really don't care. Because you're on a loading screen, right? Nothing's going on. But I think it's going to be a difficult line to walk because if you did introduce this, right? Like, you know what it's like when we're queuing up on marathons. Sometimes it can take a while to find a game. It might take like 2 minutes, right? I mean, can you imagine? Like back on PS3, if I was complaining about 2 minutes, but
Yeah,
it feels like a lifetime now.
It does.
If I was getting advertisements during that 2 minutes, would I start to think to myself, is the loading time this long because they're trying to show me ads? And that is the danger of this, right? Is that there's a lot of games that you play now, there really isn't much loading. Like I was thinking about like Ghost of Yotei. It's maybe 5 seconds, right? Like what the fuck am I going to see in 5 seconds? Nothing. It's literally so quick. It just dims to black and it's back up again and you're fine. But in like Sorry, carry on.
And I was going to say, just to butt in, it's even less on the PS5 Pro. So you're going to see less adverts on the PS5 Pro, aren't you?
Exactly. It's only really with things with this matchmaking where it does take a moment or two to find you something that you could potentially have this issue. And then I think it's just going to create that negative stereotype, even though that negative connotation, that it's being prolonged on purpose to show you adverts, even though I don't think that will be the case. I think from their side, they're thinking we can kill 2 birds in one stone here. Like we can show somebody something cool from a game or from, whatever sponsored content we want to show them, if it is from like a live stream or like community best plays in Marathon 2025 or whatever, right? 2026. Something like that will enhance the gaming experience, or show them an advert from a conference that we just showed and we blah, 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 whatever
Might
it is.
Might be a clip from our show.
Who knows, right?
Our faces could be popping up while you're waiting for Marathon.
What a dream come true that would be.
For us, anyway. Cha-ching.
Oh, my God, yeah. And I don't think I've got a problem with it, but I think it's just going to be quite hard to know that I'm not being delayed to show me this stuff, And I think, that's going to be quite hard to shake, I think. And I think they paint themselves into a corner with it.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously just a patent. We've seen loads of patents that haven't come to fruition. Famously, the one that always sticks to mind is the one where it was the smell controllers.
suit,
Remember those?
Wasn't it? Was it the suit?
No, do you remember that?
You mean the controller which was hot and cold? And...
Yeah, the hot and cold bollocks, right? Like, there's so many patterns that never come to fruition. This could well be one of them. So I wouldn't get too up in arms just yet. And surely there's a way to be able to disable these kind of things if you wanted to anyway, right? So it's going to be okay, but it does put them into a box, which I think will be quite hard to escape from in terms of public perception. Because you know what it's like? It's the same way that with like a loading screen, if nothing happens, it feels like it's going on forever. If there's a bar where it's filling up, it's somehow much more manageable, right? And it's just perception. You'll be there for the same amount of time looking at it. But if there's something moving or some kind of graphic, it's not quite as bad as if it was just a static image, you know, because that just feels like it goes on forever then. But yeah, an interesting one. But I'm not to the point where I'm losing my shit over it.
The main thing people were up in arms about when I was reading the Twitter post was all around sort of personal information and what you give Sony your kind of permission to sort of see and how they use that data. And I think that topic has become more and more important as we move into this AI-driven future, because where does it end? And can you opt out of this? Is there an option to say, actually, I don't want these ads to be driven by an AI model watching me at every move, every click that I make? You know, what games do I play? You know, what items do I look at on the store? What sort of box do I fit into? What sort of category, you know, do I fall into as part of the marketing push? You know, where do I, you know, fit within Sony's grand plan? But the kind of flip side to this, and this is why I always accept cookies when I go on a website, or as soon as Amazon want to, you know, suggest things that relate to my browsing history, I'm all for it, because I would much rather, and this is my personal take on it, see a personalized ad rather than something random. Okay, I don't want to sit in Marathon and see an advert for Bloodborne. You know, that just isn't me, right? I don't want to see the next Saros DLC within Marathon, because that's just not a game that I vibe with. I wouldn't be interested in it. But do I want to see, you know, the director's cut of Death Stranding 2? Probably, right? Do I want to see some DLC for a game that I love, for the next game that cannot be mentioned, right? Or the next Monster Train expansion? Do I want to see a few new cards for Monster Train 3? Yes, that's what I want to see within my personalized ad. So bear that in mind when you get the option to opt out of these things once this gets implemented. Because I know, Davey, you've said that lots of patents get, you know, put together and signed off by Sony. I can see this one happening. It's obvious. This is coming to PlayStation, so be warned. You will see T's and C's, so read through them carefully. Make sure you're happy with the information that you do provide Sony to make these matches, and if you're not, opt out. Definitely. But I will warn you, those ads are going to be boring as hell to you.
Yeah. We'll wait and see how it's implemented, I think is the big thing. If it is something that takes, like, the big thing that I'm excited about in Season 2 of Marathon, not to go into it, even though we're going to talk about it next on my news, is that on the loading screen now I can read the codecs. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. Like, that's great. I want to do that. But would it be quite cool to be able to have like some community highlights? Yeah, I wouldn't fucking say no. I'm sat there anyway, right? Like, might as well watch something.
Didn't COD do something like that, where they would show you like best kills or something, or was that kind of after the match?
Yeah, it was after the match. It would be like the play of the match kind of thing they did.
Yeah.
And then you could also go into like a theater mode, and there was like a community board in that, and people could post things. But it wasn't like being fed to you other than that existing kind of match that you played in, and you could be featured on that, and that was always cool, right? And it sucked whenever it was something that you were the one dying. But you know, is what it is. But wait and see, audience. Wait and see. Don't get your pitchforks out just yet. Wait and see. As stated before, not all these patterns come to fruition. Just think of the hot and cold controller, right? You wait till PS6 now, hot and cold controller. I'll be fucking flipping my lid, bro. So the next piece of news and the final piece of today is a 2-for-1er, and it's all about Bungie. So the first one is that Destiny 2's final live service update will be on June 9th. So a week's time from now, a week time tomorrow, will be the final Destiny 2 live service update. Then they are moving off it and going on to Marathon full time. I wasn't too surprised about this. I really wasn't. But the community around Destiny were fucking going mental. Now, obviously, I can understand from their perspective, right? Like, I really can. It sucks. But as someone who doesn't play Destiny, I don't really give a shit.
I'm sure that's what our listeners want to hear.
Yeah, they'll love that. They'll love that.
Sorry, guys, I don't play it anyway. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But I do understand. I do understand why there is uproar. You'd have to be mental to think that they were going to be running them both side by side forever in perpetuity. You would have to be insane, unless the numbers were crazy on Destiny 2, which they're not. But if they were absolutely going gangbusters, then at that point it would be a bitter pill to swallow. You know, if it was back a few years ago where Destiny 2 was doing absolute crazy numbers when like Sony bought them, for example, then at that point then you'd be thinking, right, okay, why are they doing this? Like, why are you killing a vibrant community? But the game, it's been out for a while. Just move over to Marathon, lads. And that's what they're doing. So sorry to hear that for you guys that are in Destiny 2. Yeah, I am sorry, but I also really don't care. I mean, have you got any thoughts on the Destiny stuff, Phil?
Well, I agree with you 100% because I didn't play the game either. But the comments that I read today, people obviously really love Destiny, and it's got a special place in a lot of people's hearts. I'm sure it'll be the same way when World of Warcraft actually goes. You know, people are going to be depressed about that game disappearing because it's a big part of someone's life. And I think Destiny 2 very much fitted in that ilk of like larger games where people build communities and build friendships and spend a lot of their lives playing these games. But in the comments, people were less focused about their move to Marathon, more that they're not developing Destiny 3. They're not going on and creating a new Destiny for these people to move over to, because I think Destiny 2 players wouldn't naturally transition over to a Marathon because they're very different games.
Yeah, they are.
Because we've played Destiny in the past and
yeah,
bits and pieces have been okay, but it's never really hit us in the same way Marathon has. And I'm sure there's an opposite side to the coin for a Destiny 2 player who's come over to Marathon. It hasn't hit for them. But a lot of people were just, as I said, you know, their pitchforks out on Twitter around why aren't they focused now on bringing us Destiny 3 once Destiny 2 has finished. But Davey, you're right. Like, Bungie are a huge company, but they're never running two live services together.
No.
Like, you got to be mental. And especially with how difficult that era of business is and how much risk there is with sort of live service games these days, they'd be mental, in my opinion, to want to run these two side by side. So it's just not happening, unfortunately, guys. You're just going to have to enjoy the time you had with Destiny 2. Play for the next portion of time that you can play with this game. But unfortunately, you're going to have to move away from it and say goodbye to it. Remember those happy memories.
Exactly. It sucks, but I think we've been playing games for long enough that we've seen all this before. It's not like as if this is the first time that someone's ever moved on to the new project fully, and you know, it is what it is. It's reality, right? And some people don't seem to be able to accept reality of these things.
And servers are still going to be live. It's not like they're turning off the game, right? That's not what we're saying. We're saying that was the final update for Destiny 2. Now, you can still play it. That's not the problem. But the problem, I think, with a lot of people is they're obviously not going to be supporting it in the long term. I'm sure there'll be security and little updates from time to time, but nothing content-wise will be coming to Destiny after June 9th.
Bad news. But that moves us on to the final end of this and the other side of the coin, Marathon Season 2.
Hooray!
Hey, so as we've already mentioned, a lot of this we've already kind of covered over the course of our conversations today. So it kicks off tomorrow from the date of our recording to June 2nd, so it will all be out for you guys by the time you hear the episode. And it's an open play week up until June 9th. We've already gone over what happens at the end of Season 1, so we're not going to go into any more. As we discussed previously, there's a brand new map coming to this, which is Dire Marsh Night. Now, for those that are coming in, on the open play week and you're looking to play Dire Marsh, it won't unlock for you until run level 3. For those that have already completed runs on Dire Marsh from Season 1, you will have options to run both at the same time. And what they're saying is after week 1, they'll then run on a cycle of 90 minutes. So it would be Dire Marsh Day, 90 minutes later, Dire Marsh Night. Dire Marsh Day, Dire Marsh Night.
Nice.
So you're not having to wait like certain special days or anything like you are when it comes to like cryo, for example. So that's all really, really helpful. Now, they released a brand new trailer, which showed loads of cool stuff, and they've been feeding us loads of information for Season 2 over this last week. So I think probably as the stats guy, Phil, I might come over to you. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Because there's a lot that we could talk about here, but I don't want to spend forever on this either. So
You don't want to?
not when we're going to be going into it next episode to talk about our experiences.
Because we
right?
would have played it, wouldn't we?
Exactly. Yes. So it's more so what things are on your mind that you want to talk about.
So I watched a video earlier, and it was all about the sort of interesting new features that we're going to be getting with Season 2. And the one thing that stood out to me outside the new shell, which we will need to cover off because I think that's very interesting because they released information on what that new shell does, was the addition of 2 new weapons coming to Season 2. Now we're getting and let me just read these from the doc, a KKV 9SD and a D54 battle pistol. Now both of these are pistol weapons, and it's very much signifying that pistols are going to be a lot more useful now in Season 2. Because Davey, are you the same as me in Season 1? As soon as I got a pistol, just throw it away. Just take the mods off if they transition to any of the other guns, and then just threw the pistol away because they were absolutely useless in Season 1.
They were shit. And they were the only time you'd need them, they were outclassed by shotguns by a fucking landslide.
And the video that I watched earlier, they were saying if someone is running towards you with a shotgun, these pistols are designed to beat those shotguns.
Yeah, or at least contend with them.
Yeah, contend with them. You know, there was a little part of the trailer where it was a runner and he had a sniper rifle on and he'd sort of fall back, and then you saw someone charging towards with a shotgun and he just pulled out the battle pistol and just took that guy down.
See, that gets me so excited. The big thing, and this is what, and obviously I'm talking anecdotally here, but every single person online that I've spoken to is obsessed with this KKV. And I'm one of them, dude. This gun, for those that don't know in the audience, this thing fires fucking insane amount of bullets. Like, insane. It says on here, on this Marathon Codec tweet, that it fires at 1,200 rounds per minute. I mean, I believe that, because the thing shreds, and it just didn't move, and it just absolutely flew lead down range. It was absolutely nuts. And I remember looking at that and thinking, fucking hell, it's like a P90, this thing. And it was
like
just
an Uzi.
Yeah, it was just nuts.
Goes.
And it just had like no recoil. It was just like flying bullets down. And so that's the one that I'm like, oh my God, could something upstage the bully? Could this be the new gun that I run with? Let alone the barrel pistol, as you said, that just looks super handy to pull out in a pinch. And especially as you do get faster swap times when it comes to pistols, it does give you an option that if you are running something like a railgun up front, or a sniper or something like that, that you've got something that you can dish some damage out in a pinch if you need to, and it will actually contend with things. So I think it's a really good counter towards the shotguns. Let alone the fact that we know there's going to be nerfs to some of the attachments that make like the Mizraya so fucking good. The Mizraya at the moment is a shotgun that you get quite late into your experience generally, but it's fucking essential. It is so good. It just can take out a team of 3 on its own, and especially when you get like a gold attachment on it, which makes it full auto. And at that point, it just fucking kills everything. It's an absolute machine. So they're combating a lot of that and introducing these new weapons into the mix to make that more engaging. So I'm fully on board with both of these, dude. I'm looking forward to taking them for a spin myself.
Yeah, it's really interesting what Bungie are doing here. So they've noticed play styles within the game, and they've tried to introduce things now to sort of combat what people are kind of falling into using more often than not. And one thing they also mentioned on the video that I watched, and we probably should link it in the description of the show, but we probably won't, is that certain items such as the base shotgun, and by the end of season 1, I must have had about 8 of them in my vault. They spawn way less often now in season 2. So you'll see less of those as an option. So those weapons that you've got so used to using throughout season 1, you're probably not going to see a lot of. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to update your skills now in season 2. You aren't just going to be able to fall back in bed with that loved one. You're going to have to go for a new one.
I'm telling you, they haven't said this, but I bet you the gun that's going to be rare as shit is going to be the bully. Because everyone runs a bully from every single stage. From the very beginning, this is one of the first guns you can get access to. Even up to cryo, everyone has bully. Bully Ms. Raya is the combo, right? Everyone runs it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the bully become quite hard to find. And that be the gun you're like, oh my God, I've got a bully that.
Yeah. But people have already built up the skill with it.
Yeah.
The same as the first shotgun that you get.
The waster. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people that have the skills with them. So as soon as they do eventually find them, because we're not taking them out of the game or nerfing them, they're just less available on the map. So once you get them, you've already got the skill there. So then they almost become more useful once you find them within the map. So it's very intelligent what they're doing. And talking about things that they are adjusting based on the way people like to play. And I know, Davey, we found, and I think we remarked maybe on the last show, that grenades are very overpowered.
Yeah.
Within season 1. Now, they're combating that with the Sentinel.
Yes.
This is what they're doing. And we all came up with our own ideas of what the Sentinel was going to be. And we got quite close, but not exactly perfect on it. But I'll just go through some of the new abilities. So the new shell, it's all about area control. It's all about those times where you're down a tunnel and you get jumped or you get multi-teamed and you just need to hunker down and shore things up before you start to take on these enemies. Now, the Sentinel can pop out a little mine which can shoot down grenades. So when you're getting peppered, people are throwing mine after mine, because that's how it went in season 1. You try and hunker down, you try and get behind a bit of cover, and all you would get is mine after mine, not mine, grenade after grenade after grenade, wouldn't you? And then it was very hard to get out of those situations. But now with the Sentinel, you have a way to combat that, because this mine will shoot down those grenades. Now, I can't imagine it's going to be perfect, but it is going to give you a lot more survivability in those situations, which we found ourselves in a lot. Okay? He's also got a mine that traps people. So you can put that on the back of a door, and when people walk through, it'll explode, and it looks like it almost goos them. So then they slow down. So they're not able to sort of walk at the same speed or maneuver around. So it makes them very easy to target. Okay? And he's also got another ability, which is a short-range scanner. Okay, so when you're hunkered down, you can start to see when people are going to break through that door. Now, it was all down in season 1 to listening on your headphones. Now, people have got very different headphones across the board. Some people haven't even got headphones. They're playing them on speakers. Fucking mental, okay?
Crazy.
But you have to listen for when they were going to come through the door and kind of make not a 50-50 guess, but you'd have to take a guess on what was going to happen and when they were going to come in after they'd used all their grenades. But now with the Sentinel, you're going to know that. Okay? Now, Davey, I want to throw it over to you. Are we saying the Sentinel's going to be very overpowered? I think everyone's going to be running one, right?
I think it all depends. It all depends on how the meta shifts, right? Like, Assassin's been very prevalent over this season. Sentinel has an ability to be able to stop that by the same kind of perk as like having a recon on the team. The thing I'm thinking with this, right, is that the two that are going to be like goddamn essential seeming is Triage and Sentinel. right?
I think
After
so.
that, I think you can have anyone else. But Sentinel seems at the moment, and granted it is very much at this moment time, before we've even had our hands on him, that he's got a lot of tools to be able to help you in those situations. The problem is with Sentinel, right, is that if you're out and about wandering around and you get caught, he's fucked. He can't do
useless,
anything.
Isn't he?
He's useless, yeah. So he's very much going to be one of those things where in cryo, if you don't have a Sentinel on your team, you're a fucking idiot, right? Like one of those times where, or if you're running Pinwheel, for example, in Outpost, a Sentinel would be a goddamn miracle to have then. But I don't think he's got that overall utility of, say, like what Recon does, where you can just activate your stuff at any point and it's useful information. His is more
situational. It's situational.
Yes, it
it
is. When it suits him, he's absolutely bust ass. But if you're out in the middle of Dire Marsh, I don't think it's going to be that great, right? But that would be the fun of it, right? Would be getting into those situations where everything does work out your way. You start playing inside tunnels. You start playing inside different areas and moving through them with a little bit more safety because you've got the safety net with you. Whereas then somebody who's maybe playing a Vandal or something else, they won't mind being out in the open because then they can use their movement to be able to get around that map quite quickly, right? And get kind of out of danger when you see it. So I think it's very smartly designed. And I think it takes some of the core things that we were thinking of with, like, when we were saying at the time, like maybe having bubble shields and things like that. It kind of offers that with the trophy system. I just can't believe I didn't think about a trophy system before, because that's what this is. COD has like the same thing in a trophy system where you put it down, grenades get nerfed, right? They can't go off. So it's a brilliant idea. And I think it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to giving him a go. Is this someone that you're thinking you might gravitate towards, Phil?
I think potentially, but as you said, it all depends what map we're playing. I think if we're going to cryo or we're going, into somewhere that we know we're going down tunnels, 100% we have to have one on the team. But if we're playing any of the earlier levels, no, I couldn't see a use for that person. But we'll see. We'll see how good it is and how confined it needs to be for the mine which shoots down those grenades to be effective. Because there is a potential he might be overtuned slightly.
There is
as most characters are when they launch into games. Because I know what it's like playing League of Legends. As soon as they drop a new champion, it's the best by a complete mile. And no one stands a chance against this champion. All right. So I think Sentinel potentially could go down that road, but I want to try it. It's definitely one that I'm interested in for sure. And I think we're going to have to be more adaptable now in the future rather than just sticking to one champ or one shell. Sorry, I'm League of Legends there.
Champ,
One shell. I think we're going to have to move depending on what we're running and depending on what you want to play and Spencer wants to play. I think it's going to have to be fluid now with our shell choice.
I completely agree. I think for me, the thing that's going to separate this guy is actually the snare mine. I think depending on how easy that is to be able to set off will make or break this guy. Because if you get caught in it, if you're in a gunfight and you're like, they're there, right? Like, I'm thinking they're behind a bit of cover and you could just you can throw the snare mine, right? And you can throw it at a decent distance.
That wasn't obvious from the video. It looked like he just stuck it to something.
That would be the problem. Yeah. If it is just something you stick on, you got to preempt. Whereas if you could throw it, oh my God, he's absolutely busted at that point, because then you could just launch it in and they go around that corner, they're stuck and they're getting mowed. Because you know what it's like? When two people laser on someone, they're fucking gone, right? Like, one person's bad enough. You get a drop on someone, one person can mow someone down. But if there's three of you, which we've caught this before, where you go through a door and there's three of them looking at you, and you can't react. You can't do anything. You just die. You just die. So if there's
you just have to get on comms saying, like, friendly,
please, no, please. I'm doing a contract.
Yeah. I haven't got anything. Free kit.
I want a free kit. I'm not worth your time. So I think that would be the thing to play around with, and that would be where the skill gap is with that snare mine. So I'll look forward to trying him. I'm definitely going to try a few different people this time. Although it does always feel like as if there's always a case for triage to be on the team.
Yeah.
Which
I
kind of
agree.
just paint me in a bit of a bad place.
Well, you've had a whole season training on triage. Now, if me or Spencer get to play triage, we're not going to be as good.
No.
It'll take us a long time to get to your level. So, unfortunately, you've picked the one you're going to be for a very long time.
Forever. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'll look forward to diving into that. The only other part I want to bring up on this for the season 2 updates is something that I think is a fucking genius idea, and it's one complaint that I've kind of had with the game, but never really thought about a way they could solve it, and that is the new system they're introducing called the Cradle.
Yes.
So the Cradle is your ability to be able to put your stats into whatever you want to put them into. Now, at the moment, that's tied very much to your faction upgrades and the gear that you have. So gear that you have may give you passives. For example, it might mean that you can, it increases your shell's capacity for heat, or it might give you quicker revives, things like that, right? And it was a bit annoying in a way, because I never really had enough gear until very late where I was able to craft an actual completed character, like an actual build, right? It wasn't until very late into my time in cryo that I was able to actually go out and pick the right stuff to be able to play a certain play style, to be able to have it so that I was invisible when I was self-resing, or invisible when I was helping somebody up, or that I could have extra shareware and things like that for my character. Whereas now with the Cradle, every single level you go, you get a point that you can put into a range of different categories, and they may give you things. So the categories are like strength, recharge, dexterity, endurance, support, and resistance. And each, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each like 5 or 6 levels, you get then a perk that unlocks for that particular thing. So for example, strength, and I don't know these off heart, so you know, get the idea, but not the actual nuance, right? But it might mean that strength might mean that you have stronger melee, right? If you put 6 points into that, you get then a 50% extra damage on your melee. If it's into dex, you may have the ability to slide further, or you might have like less cooldown and things like that. But it means that what you can do is you can tailor your stats to however you want to play and whichever shell you're going to play that time, with the ability to reset the points and redistribute whenever you want to. So it means that if you are playing somebody like Triage, for example, and you're a medic-based one, you'd want to make sure that you've got the quickest fucking revive times imaginable. That's going to be something that's going to be really beneficial for you. Whereas if you're playing Destroyer, you're going up in their fucking face. You don't care about reviving your teammates. That's for Triage to do. So then you put it into some other stats to be able to support that character. And I think that is a brilliant idea to bring to season 2. And I'm super over the moon about it. I don't know about yourself, Mr. Hoy.
Yeah, no, when I saw this, I thought, wow, that's really intelligent, the way they've sort of implemented that. And the way you upgrade it is actually by consuming guns within the game. It's not.
I did not know that. It's not by levels.
No, it's not by levels. It's by consuming guns. So what you can do is sell them back almost, and you get points for those, and then use those points to upgrade your stats. So
wow.
Previously within Marathon, you had to go out into the world and find certain objects to upgrade, and it was very difficult to do that in a very strategic way. Now, I think the way I played it, I just grabbed everything and ran home, and I upgraded what I upgraded. And I think that was probably the same story for a lot of people. But if you're there sat on 100K in your bank, you can sell off a lot of the kind of bloat that you have in your bank now for these special points. And those points now you can start to upgrade your character, which I thought was super intelligent, because it's a looting game. It's all about loot ultimately. So once you have that loot, you can then consume it, and you're kind of trying to balance it out, because you want to keep some good guns, right? You want to keep some good upgrades, but you also want the stats. So what do you do?
That is brilliant. That's even better than what I assumed it was, because I watched the video where they were doing the point distribution, and where I had like the number at the side, I thought, oh, that's just what their level is, right? Like that's how many points there are. I just assumed that. That's brilliant because, like, in Cryo, for example, I was finding guns like the double tap HBR, right, which is worth quite a lot. It's worth like 7,500, but the gun's shit. So I just wouldn't pick it up. There's just no point in me having it. It's just a waste of my backpack space. Whereas now I could pick that up and know it's worth a lot and think that's going straight into Cradle points. So it just adds
100%.
an extra thing.
Yeah, definitely. And there must be weapons in the game that, as you said, for you don't vibe with, and there must be there's going to be weapons in the game that aren't in the meta, which you'll find that have a lot of kind of potential to get those sort of Cradle points as well. So it's really interesting the way they've sort of pitched this. But I'm just really interested in how that balances the whole game, because it has the opportunity here for people to get very, very overpowered very, very quickly, especially when you can stat in a certain place, which maybe will give you more speed or whatever it is, rather than someone who hasn't invested that time. So that gap is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, I think, with this.
But that's the same now, and that's why it's getting behind levels.
Yeah. But with that, no one was going in and going, right, I need X, Y, and Z for this upgrade. No one was doing that.
Some people must have been, right?
Maybe
like,
at the top level. Maybe at the top level, but now everyone can be that more targeted in the way they upgrade their character, which I think will broaden that space between a good player that's playing a lot of time, or someone who's just played a lot of time in the game, and someone who's just entering the game, rather than it just be here.
True. All very interesting things. I mean, as you could tell, audience, if you've heard any of the past fucking 10 episodes, we love this game. I'm so sorry.
We've been talking about it a while, haven't we?
for those that don't like Marathon, right, which I can imagine is probably quite a lot of our audience, it must be hard for you at the moment because you're like, I love the show, but Jesus Christ, we get a lot of Marathon conversations. You do. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But it is what it is. With that, though, that does bring quick news to a close. So Spencer's got the shot. The poll will be open. Welcome to vote on it as much as you want to. Won't make a difference. So you might as well vote for Spencer, right? You might as well. Just go for it. With that, we are moving it on to our topic, which is our safe, possible, crazy predictions. Let's get to it. Stop! Topic time. And here we are with the topic, and today's topic is an absolute juicer. By the time you've heard this, audience, we will have already had the state of play happen. So you guys will see how far off we are. But Summer Game Fest is at the end of the week. So there's some things here that you might think, oh, I wonder if they're going to be right on Friday. And other things, you'll listen to this and you'll think, good God, they were so wrong on the state of play. It's absolutely unbelievable. So you've got a mixture of both. And because we've got two major conferences in the same time period, in the same week of this goddamn great year of 2026, we're doing something we've never done on the show before. We're doing not one safe, possible, crazy, but two. We get two choices.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Double the
Blown
fun.
my mind.
Double the impact. And the thing about this is you can choose if you want to split your things. So you could say that I've got one safe, for example, that's going to be shown at State of Play and one for Summer Game Fest. You could go all for one, all for another. Doesn't matter. The only thing is you get two choices for each safe, possible, and crazy. And you have to state which conference it is. So we will not get points if, for example, I did a prediction for the State of Play and it came up in Summer Game Fest instead. It said nil point. It has to be your prediction and the conference. Okay?
Crystal clear, mate.
Very good. Very good. I don't want anything coming back on me on the next episode where someone tries to get around it, right? And this is including myself because you know I'm a little rat for this. But speaking of rats, Spencer, our Ratty King, couldn't make it today. But we did ask him for his predictions. So he's had the best out of all of us because he doesn't have to change them on the fly based on ours, right? So first off, we always start with Spence. Let's keep that tradition. Start with Spencer's safe.
Okay,
and give us both his safes.
Oh, both his safes. Okay.
Both his safes.
So Spencer has sent me a screenshot, a very detailed screenshot of his safe possible crazies for the State of Play and the Summer Game Fest. And I know there was some conversation afterwards within Messenger which we'll go into as well, because I think you wanted to change some of Spencer's picks because some of them might be too obvious. But we'll see where this conversation goes. I'm just going to read the screenshots and then we can have those conversations and see if the audience, obviously agrees with our viewpoint on these. Okay. So Spencer says, for the state of play, his safe is that Marvel Tokon Carnage reveal.
Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. I got no problems with that. Being safe, I got no problems whatsoever.
I would also be okay with that, but I think he's probably on the money with this one. We've talked a lot about Marvel Tokon. We all think it's Carnage. So potentially it's not, which would be brilliant.
That'd be great.
It could potentially be a different symbiote that we're not thinking about, or just one we've never even heard of, because we know what the guys over in Marvel Tokon are like. They like to bring some people out of left field and add them into the game, which I'm sure we'll fall in love with once we get our hands on the game. But Spencer is very much going for the obvious here, and he's gone for Carnage reveal. No more information, just Carnage reveal at the state of play.
I think that's fine. A safe is one of those ones that you can put out there, and because it's low shot count, it doesn't have to go into that much detail, right? Like, unless it was something that was already announced, in which case it wouldn't be allowed. But this hasn't, and as you said, it could well be like fucking Scream for all we know, right? The female,
Yes.
The female one, right?
Symbiote.
So, yeah, who knows, right? Who knows? I'm happy with it. If you're happy with it,
yeah, I'm happy with it. There's 1,000,001 symbiotes to guess from. So I kind of hope that it might be someone else, but then at the same time, fucking love if Carnage is in the game. So I'm happy either way.
Okay. I'm writing these down as we go as well so that I can then read them back to the audience. And so Spencer's second safe, my dude.
His safe for the Summer Games Fest would be the game that kind of we mentioned, Requiem DLC out soon, like 2 weeks-ish.
Requiem DLC out soon, like 2 weeks-ish.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, that's fine. There's loads more detail there. Yeah.
Too much, really.
I would have probably just gone Requiem DLC announced. And
more
shown.
DLC?
Yeah, well, we haven't had any story DLC yet, have we?
He didn't say story.
He just said Requiem DLC out soon, like 2 weeks-ish.
So it might be another bloody mini-game thing.
Could be, but it still count for his. I suppose that's where he's played the dice. He's got the time in there.
Yeah.
But he hasn't gone specific in terms of what it is. I'm happy with it. True, on a safe, I really am.
Okay, you've convinced me, because I was less. I think if he was here, I'd probably ask him if it was story or not story.
Oh yeah. That would have been a good point to put out there. I think because he's put the time on there at being a window of soon.
Oh yeah, he's lost, hasn't he? Out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it's got to be something. It means that there's a chance that it's not, and he's put that for the Summer Game Fest, hasn't he?
He has for the Summer Games Fest.
All right. So for you and me, when we do ours, Phil, we'll do one at a time.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got chance. So do you want to give me your first safe, my dude?
So this is for the state of play.
If you want to do it that way, you do it however you want to do it.
Oh, I'll go Summer Games Fest then, because I think you might pick this one.
Okay.
I think that we're going to get Street Fighter 6 Year 4 character pass reveal.
Okay.
So Capcom has released Street Fighter 6 Year 2 at Summer Games Fest 2024, Year 3 at Summer Games Fest 2025. So it's pretty obvious to me that we're going to get the next iteration of the pass at this Summer Games Fest.
And let me just check, because this didn't count for me. If this is shown in the pre-show.
No, it's not pre-show. This is the show. In the show, we're going to get the next set of characters for Street Fighter 6.
I think that's safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not going to say what characters.
Not for the bet.
I could guess which character, or at least one character.
Not for the bet.
Potentially could be in it.
But yeah, go on. Not for the bet. This is not for the bet, but just out of curiosity, who are you thinking? I got
everyone's saying Vega online.
Yeah, I say it's Vega in it. It's got to be Vega.
Yeah, everyone wants Vega. I watch Maximilian Dude a lot, and this is probably where this prediction has somewhat been influenced from. But he's talking Vega right up, so potentially we'll see that character. But there could be a bit of a wild card in there. I saw the Tekken characters. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
they've come out recently.
There's some wild Hakusho or whatever.
Weird choices in that one. You got the boxing kangaroo as well.
Oh yeah.
And Bob, the big
I'm
fat
thinking
guy.
Yu Yu Hakusho. It's not. It's Baki, isn't it? It's the guy from Baki. I think it's the fighting anime. It's the guy at the end. I think it's Baki. It's not Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know why the fuck I said that. Yeah, Baki. I think is the guy's from. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was. I saw people going mental, and I was like, I've never seen this anime, but I've heard of it. But
Yeah,
fair
I'm sure
play
someone
to
will correct you in the comments around the name of that one and what
I
anime
got
it's
it.
from.
It's definitely
But I'm
Baki.
unsure. Outside Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing, I ain't got a clue, right? I'm kind of done. Maybe a little bit of Naruto, but outside that, I'm pretty lost when it comes to anime. But there was an anime character coming to Tekken very, very soon. But no, that's my guess. That's my first safe for Summer Games Fest.
Okay, so both my safes at the moment, unless one goes, are for Sony's. Okay, so
Okay.
my first safe is that we know we're getting a deep dive into Wolverine. We know that.
Yeah, it's in the listing.
Yes,
Wolverine.
yeah, I know.
And we already know the date as well.
Let me do my
Yeah.
prediction. Let me
Alright,
do my
alright.
prediction.
Calm
See
down.
what it is first. Calm it down. Wolverine Collector's Edition announced and pad shown.
Oh, that's the edition, is it?
I reckon that they're going to show, as part of it, they're going to say, and we got a collector's edition, and they'll show what that is, including like a statue or whatever it is, right? But a collector's edition, and they'll show there's a brand new DualSense Edge. Not DualSense Edge, a new DualSense. That would be wild. No, a new DualSense.
That would be a crazy if it's a DualSense Edge.
Yeah, that would be nuts. A new DualSense Wolverine one.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of things in there that potentially could go wrong because it might just be one or the other here.
Yes.
And I think that would be way, way safer than where you've gone with it. So if you're happy to accept the risk on having both of those in the show, I'm more than happy, yes.
Okay, cool. There you go. That's my first safe. That's for Sony's, obviously.
Okay. So my safe for the state of play, I think, and we've talked in infinitum about this game, this episode, last episode, the episode before, and we're all very big fans of it, and we just want some more content. And I know we've got a lot of content, but I know live service as well is something that Sony is very much pushing and wants it to be in the forefront of everybody's mind. So I think we're going to get not more information, but the same information presented to us around Marathon at the state of play.
Okay. I don't know if it's that safe, to be honest, mate. I think with how much they've been putting information out, I reckon there's a likelihood that it's not there. Because
I don't just mean like in a
much.
little trailer. I mean like a section on it. I mean something that we're going to see. Maybe the trailer is going to be shown at the state of play. Okay. Something meaningful. It's not just going to be in the back of a graphic or something like that.
Okay.
I could really see it getting a push at this state of play.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I like it.
Okay.
So my final safe, and again, this is for the state of play, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 announced.
You said about this.
I reckon.
On the last episode. I should have stole that one.
I reckon it's a goddamn cert. If it's going to show up and they got the marketing deal with PlayStation or not is the big thing. They have for the other two parts of this. So I imagine it would be shown here. It would get a big pop. I think it's a perfect time. So that's my safe.
That's important that it's state of play rather than Summer Game Fest on this one, because I could see it featuring in either, actually.
I think that it's going to be shown at the state of play announced, and then they'll have another pop at the Summer Game Fest.
Potentially, yeah.
I could see that.
It's that style of game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it could double up.
You get the announcement, you get a trailer, and then next thing at Summer Game Fest later in the week, they're like, let's go into more of the combat for what was recently shown just earlier this week, like that kind of thing. But yeah, I reckon State of Play is where it's first shown. So we're going on to the possibles now. So what are Spence's possibles?
Okay, so his possible for the State of Play is Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, story trailer, maybe a bit of gameplay.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I think it's possible.
I think it's possible, and I think it would be one of those things that they'll go, we've got one more thing to show you.
Do you think
kind of the big pop at the end. Wolverine's the start. This one ends the show.
Do you reckon? It would have to be a fucking great trailer.
I reckon. Well, we haven't seen a lot, have we?
No, nothing
from
really.
it. So we've been teased and we're all interested and we kind of get a little bit about the IP, don't we? But I think there's still people out there that probably need to be convinced on this one. And having somewhat of a trailer, he's gone story and maybe a bit of gameplay. So I'm taking that as story and gameplay.
I'm taking that too as story with gameplay.
It'd be really nice to see something from Naughty Dog on this one. It really would.
Fair enough. All right, I'm happy with that. You?
Yeah, I'm happy to take that one. As
All
is
right.
possible.
And that's obviously at Sony's, yeah?
Sony's.
Okay. What's the second one, my dude?
And then he said Control 2 gameplay trailer.
That's bullshit. No way.
And I think this is the one that you guys were chatting about and you had some issue with.
Yeah. No way. We had like a massive trailer for it at the last conference, which had gameplay in. It's obvious it's gonna be there at one of the conferences, and I can't imagine it would make State of Play. So
Yeah.
I think this is too likely.
Wasn't it that one where they had all the dancing?
They had
What did they have? They had some thing on stage, didn't they?
no,
around
that
this
was
game?
that was when Alan Wake 2 came out, wasn't it? That was Alan Wake
Sure.
2's Game Awards, yeah, for the dancing. When they did dance. But there was a massive trailer drop, remember? And I remember Spence saying before about like trying to put this in somewhere in a list, and I was like, no fucking way, because it's already happened, dude. Like, and he tried to get it in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy with this. I mean, you're welcome to push back on me, and if you are, it's 2-on-1. But we had like a 5-minute trailer for it at the Game Awards. Like, it's coming out this year. It's coming out at the same time as GTA. It's going to have another push at Summer Game Fest.
What did he settle on if it's not that? Because he's not here to fight his side.
I think he put it into our chat. Let me pull it up.
Because it's a little unfair for me to go, nope, not accepting it, and then him not have
No, he did get one. Yeah. My exact words were, not giving you that Control 2 trailer for a possible bro. No fucking chance. Game's out in November. That's a cert. So he wanted to move We Were Here to a possible. So his possible We Were Here tomorrow trailer and date at Summer Game Fest.
He always picks those games, and they do seem to flick up from time to time. I'd be willing to accept it, but I don't know a whole lot about that IP, so it's very difficult for me to sort of predict the timing on this one.
The thing about it is that it's a smaller game.
Yeah.
So that's where the uncertainty comes in. Like, to get a full trailer there and not being like a little pre-show bit is a bigger deal. So I'm happy to accept that.
Okay, let's accept that and lock that one in.
We Were Here, new game, trailer and date, and that's at Summer Game Fest. Okay, so Phil, you get first choice of our possibles out of us two. Then, what's your first one?
I'm going to go possible, and I'm going to go in the State of Play.
Okay,
and I think we're going to see something from the Ghost of Yotai. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Like what? Like what?
If you're happy to accept that.
No.
Hey, maybe I'll stop talking.
No. Go on, finish it off.
So I was going to say, we want some sort of DLC from the Ghost of Yotai. Now, I think Sony will want another first-party style moment, and the Ghost, I think, fits with the cinematic tone of having something like a Wolverine there as well. So I'm predicting some sort of DLC for the Ghost of Yotai.
Story DLC, yeah?
Yeah,
rather than Legends DLC. Content, yeah.
Rather than Legends, yeah.
I was going to say, because they said Legends is done. They're not doing any more stuff for Legends. So, story DLC for Ghost.
That's what I think, yeah.
I like it, yeah. I like it. I'm happy with that.
Because that IP did very, very well. That game did very, very well. And it seems a shame if they're not continuing with that multiplayer. So we need some DLC. We need something to keep that game going a little bit longer. And I haven't played the full story, so I don't really know where it ends. You have. So I think this is why you have that perplexed kind of look to yourself at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm putting myself on something that possibly won't happen, but let's see. I think it's a possible.
Fair enough. I'm happy to accept it. So my first possible is God of War spin-off shown next sorry, God of War spin-off shown, the year announced for when it's coming out.
Oh, you mean the
So like
Amazon one?
No. I mean the rumored Faye game.
Oh, this one. Yeah, that we've speculated on before.
Yeah. So I think
you're just saying you're going to see
you're going to see
a
it.
title. Are you going to see the game?
You're going to see the game,
Oh,
and it's going to be yeah. Happy with that.
What else are you saying?
That is the year announced with it.
Oh, the year as well. Okay, yeah.
Fuck. I got too deep on.
Of course, mate. Yeah, I don't think you see gameplay. If this is announced,
I do. I reckon
you'll just see name, coming soon date.
Oh no, mate!
It's just being confirmed.
I reckon it's got to be more than that. Fake it. So, all right. So you're going for my full thing. Fuck! I should left off date. God of War spin-off show, and that would have been fucking nice. Never mind. I got year announced. All right, cool. And that's obviously a Sony state of play.
Yeah, so that's the only one.
Go on then, mate. What's your second?
Now, I think this is probably more crazy than possible, because this game I don't think really needs to be at a show. But I think this is why it warrants being a possible, is that if Jeff manages to get any sort of trailer on this game, the whole world would pop off. And of course, I'm talking about GTA 6, right? A short trailer or a tease at the Summer Games Fest. And I think out of the two shows, it's obviously going to be a Summer Games Fest. I don't think this is going to be a state of play. Jeff's done some big things in the past. It's got to be the number one game to get at the state of play. And if I remember rightly, the last couple haven't been so great. They haven't been so hot. So he needs something big. And I think getting GTA, getting those balls on the show, be huge.
I like it because I don't think it is possible. I think they're just going to do their own thing, Rockstar. And they
I do as well, but I think
it would be cool though.
It would make the show
massive.
It would make the show.
Yeah, it'd be massive. Can you imagine? Jeff would have to pay them for it, right? Rather than the other way around. There's no way they'd pay Jeff to have it there. Jeff would be like begging for it.
Begging for it. And considering he ended a show on, what was it, High Guard that once, right?
Oh fuck yeah. Oh god.
And
yeah.
he built up to it and he got so much flack from it. Imagine getting to that point, kind of making a joke about ending the show on High Guard and then ending the show on GTA. That isn't my prediction about the ending, but imagine he does.
You'd have to end it with it though, wouldn't you? Like you wouldn't have it somewhere else.
No.
I like it because I think it definitely fits in the possible category.
Yeah.
I don't think it is possible, dude. But I've been wrong on so many of these. We've all been wrong on so many of these in the past.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, fair enough. So my next one is tough because I got loads of choices here. I got loads. Which one do I think is most likely out of these? And I haven't done one for Summer Game Fest. So let's go for my Summer Game Fest one. New NetherRealm fighter announced. Summer Game Fest.
We've talked about this.
We speculated.
Can you be more specific?
It's DC branded. I'm not tying myself into saying that it's going to be.
It's not Injustice
because it might not be, but I reckon that it is DC branded fighting game from NetherRealm. Announced.
I don't know if that's enough.
That's not enough.
Well, we had a huge rumor on, I think, the last show around the next Injustice.
We did.
Potentially. And you won't go out on a limb and say it's either going to be Injustice or it's going to be something else.
Not for this.
If you just say DC, that covers everything.
It covers all of DC.
You can't have both. You can't have both.
Okay, I'll go to another one then. I'll go to another one.
No. Choose it, but you can't have Injustice if you go down that route.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So if Injustice 3 comes out, the next Injustice, you can't have it. You can have everything else, but not Injustice 3.
Oh, that's a bastard, though. That's such a bastard. Because my original prediction was just new NetherRealm fighter announced. And I bolted on that it's DC branded.
Who's accepting that?
It could be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly. Cast a very wide net there.
All right. So just having DC is not enough. I got to say it's either...
You can say DC excluding
Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. Or you can just say Injustice.
I don't think it would be.
Well,
I think
we'll
next
say,
time you go different.
Say excluding Injustice then, if you're that confident.
I'm not. I was confident in New NetherRealm Fighter announced. I was thinking,
sure. That would be more of a safe, I think.
Safe.
You've got to pick one or the other.
This is one of those ones that's going to haunt me, you know.
Whatever one you pick, it'll be the opposite. We know this.
Yeah.
Through past history.
All right. Let's go. It's not Injustice.
Okay. I will accept that.
I'm going to regret that one.
I'm evil.
DC, not Injustice. I'm putting it in so there's no infighting later.
Good.
All right. Okay. Crazy time then.
All right. Over to Spence for the crazy. His state of play crazy is infamous in some form. I don't like the wording of some form. Do you? If he was like the next infamous game, sure. But some form could be like other things. So it could be, Cole in like a DLC of a game.
Are we gonna? What if it's what would happen? Let's get this out there. What would happen if Infamous goes into the Classics catalog?
Yeah, exactly. That's what that covers as well, right?
Yeah,
it covers DLC. It covers it covers being on PS Plus, all those kind of things where you would see the game again. Crazy would mean the next Infamous.
I'd allow a remake.
Oh yeah, I'd allow a remake as well.
Or I'd allow a collection of it being like, 1 and 2 together, put out.
What, as a physical?
Yeah, or just straight onto digital stores, but they're being natively playable on PS4 and 5, whereas at the moment they're not. They're through the Classics PS3 streaming.
So much grey area. Now, I don't think you had a conversation about this one.
No.
I'm more willing to allow him this one, but I know how I'm reading this, and I'm reading it as a remake or a new game.
All right, I reckon we add that stipulation on it.
Okay, let's do that then.
Remake, remaster, or new game.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure he'd be fine with that. I
think that's what he meant. I'm reading between the lines.
So Infamous. So we're settling on Infamous, Returns, remake, remaster, collection, new Infamous. Okay, all right. And a second?
His crazy was what we bumped up to possible, so I think you've got his crazy.
Oh, I do. All right. So his crazy was new Media Molecule game.
Okay, yeah, fine. This is our meme. We always think Media Molecule are going to do something. Hell, sure. And would they really do it at Summer Game Fest?
Oh, I think this is a state of play one,
Well, he hasn't got anything for he's already got Infamous for state of play.
Yeah, but he's definitely meaning for Sony, because I've doubled up on Sony's on loads of them.
So he's having two crazies on the Sony one.
On the Sony one, yeah.
Fine. If you're accepting those rules, I think you need a crazy for each show.
Do you? Why? I got all my crazies are for state of play.
Fine. If you've done it, whatever. You create the rules, don't you?
I did have, just for transparency with the audience, I had new Media Molecule game in my possible.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think it is. I think it's time. But I'll accept it because it is a meme.
Yeah.
So, and we've had it loads of times. And he didn't go into more detail, which I would have had, in terms of which I've done before. We aren't impressed. Just bolted on.
Exactly.
But never mind. I'm happy with that. He can't defend himself either. Whereas you and me, we can talk each other down and or up, right? So he's done very well not coming on to this show.
This is why he hasn't turned up.
Probably.
He's there playing marathon to get level 100, and he's sent his predictions in so we can't argue.
Yeah, that's probably right. What about yourself then, mate? Kick it off then. So you've gone a split then, have you? You've gone one for state of play and one for... All right, go for it.
Yeah. So my state of play, crazy, and I hope you'll allow me this one because I'm going to go in awe, okay, to sort of cover a few bases.
Oh, we don't like an awe, but go on.
Let me put it out to you, and we'll see where this one goes. Because what I want is something from Naughty Dog. All right. So
Okay.
I'm saying The Last of Us, but I'm also saying Uncharted.
No. Pick.
I've got to pick.
Yeah. You got.
Well, it's more likely to be Uncharted than Last of Us, I think, out of the two. So I think Uncharted 5.
Returns.
Yeah, Uncharted Returns, logo title card. And I'm not promising anything else.
Okay, I shouldn't help you, but if you just went Uncharted Returns,
yeah,
all I'd want is if it's. You've already said it's Uncharted. You're saying logo title card, but that means if there's gameplay, you're fucked. On your crazy.
No, bare minimum. If there's more, that's fine. Okay. We're just going to hear that announced, and I think that would cause pure chaos because it's an IP that we wanted for a very long time, especially on the show. We love an Uncharted.
Is this a remake or is this a new one? Happy with that?
Cool. It'd be amazing if that happened.
Oh, it'd be immense.
I've been dreaming about Uncharted since our last conversations, and now you're playing James Bond, which is basically an Uncharted game. I'm sure you're ready as I am.
I haven't started it yet. I haven't started James Bond. I've been playing.
Yeah, but you bought it.
Yes, I got it.
You bought it because it's like Uncharted.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I like that. I like that crazy a lot. I like that crazy a lot. I didn't have that in mind either, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so my crazy. I got loads of choices here. I had Infamous Returns as one of my crazies, so I'll whip that straight out. I'm going to go for something that is crazy, right? But they're expecting a pop. They're expecting something big. Metal Gear Solid remake. State of play.
What, Ridge?
A Ridge.
Yeah, go for it. I'd fucking love that.
That'd be fucking immense, wouldn't it?
Like, whoa. Outside my crazy, which I'm going to use for the Summer Games Fest, that Metal Gear Solid remake. Whoa. And not Snake Eater.
No. Metal Gear Solid.
OG in the modern version of Metal Gear.
Yeah. I reckon it'd be fucking wild. The pop would be absolutely unimaginable for that.
Do you think they would go straight to the first one after releasing Delta?
I think so, yeah. You wouldn't go 2.
No, because you need to play 1 to kind of understand the twist in 2, really.
Yeah, and I think
the significance of 2, you need 1.
And I think, like, for it being a state of play, it's so synonymous with PlayStation, Metal Gear Solid 1. It'd be a fucking big deal. And it'd be a massive deal. All you'd have to do is just have him taking off the gear on the lift on the way up. And then just coming up and just being Metal Gear Solid remake.
Coming in on the sub.
Oh, the whole opening.
Just the opening.
That would be the
just
dream.
The opening.
I just imagine it just being a case of you just seeing a lift going up and it's just taking all his gear off or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and then it's just a bandana going in the wind on the top of the helipad, bro. Oh my god, I'd go crazy about that. So yeah, that's mine. Metal Gear Solid remake, state of play.
Cool. For Summer Games Fest, you could probably clip this from a previous show because I'm going to stick with it. Half-Life 3's coming.
Okay, all right.
Half-Life 3, Summer Games Fest. We've got the Steam box coming now. We've got all the new Steam hardware. We just need something to play on the new Steam hardware, okay? And if you think, right, we've had this RAM crisis recently, and it's plaguing hardware development, right? The move of hardware now is slowed down because we can't get our hands on RAM because all the AI companies, they're buying it up at the wazoo, and the price has gone astronomical. So if you think about it in those terms, launching hardware is absolutely bonkers, but Valve are going to do it. So they need something, whatever that thing is, to make us buy it. They can't just release it now and go, well, you play Steam library. You'd be like, well, I can play it anyway. I got a PC. So why would people buy it unless it comes with Half-Life 3?
Mate, I'm up for it.
Half-Life 3.
Okay, let's do it.
It's got to happen. It's going to happen.
And
Fuck it. Like, The hardware makes no sense without it, in my opinion.
I like it.
I'd probably still buy it.
I like it.
Okay.
Right, I got two potentials here. I could go for the meme one in terms of resistance returns.
That'd be good. Imagine it does this time, though.
Oh, I know. That would piss me off. It would piss me off. I've used it every single time, and I got double the chance, and I'm not going to go for it. And I was thinking about going for Killzone returns.
Okay.
Because we don't know
I
what...
think that might be more likely, you know?
I think so. I think
because
there's
we've
a chance.
seen it in Helldivers, right?
Yeah, I think it's much more of a chance. So I am thinking of going for Killzone returns, but I kind of want to go a bit more batting for it, right? Something that I don't
crazy.
something I don't think is going to happen. But I'm thinking this has been shown in the cinema, right? You've got to get some massive pops, and you already kind of went on this frame earlier, and you went for Uncharted. I reckon Last of Us 3 in development trailer, and it's just it very much that's all I'm going for.
Okay.
Last of Us 3 in development trailer.
Okay. Yeah, I would love it, and I'm sure Spencer would love it as well. And I think it is crazy, considering they are still developing Intergalactic, and everything else that's going on. So yeah, it would be crazy, but we all want it, so put it in there.
Yeah,
and that's what crazy's for, isn't it? It's for us to dream. Why do we buy lottery tickets? We don't really think we're going to win the lottery, and that's what a crazy's for.
Exactly. I think just imagine that though, like like the one more thing, and it's just the like dring, 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 and you're like, oh, is it another remake or whatever? And then it's just Last of Us 3 or whatever, and it's just be like,
that would be crazy.
It would be fucking sick. So yeah, no other detail. Last of Us 3.
Let's do it.
Cracking. All right, so to run through our predictions, then here they are. Are safe. Spence went for Carnage for Tocom reveal and Requiem DLC out soon, like 2 weeks-ish. Phil, you went for Street Fighter 6 Character Pass 4 reveal and Marathon Season 2 trailer gets the push.
Yep.
My safes were Wolverine Collector's Edition announced and pad shown, and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 announced. Possibles went for Intergalactic shown story with gameplays by Spence. We were here new game trailer and date. Phil, you went for story DLC for Ghost of Yotei and GTA 6 trailer for the Summer Game Fest. For my possibles, God of War spin-off shown, year announced. I shouldn't have put that extra detail on. And new NetherRealm fighter announced. DC, not Injustice for the Summer Game Fest.
I've done you on both of those.
You fucked me over. You've absolutely fucked me over. And then for our crazies, it was Spence had Infamous Returns, which we've categorized as remake, remaster, collection, or new Infamous.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he had new Media Molecule games shown. For yourself, you went for Uncharted new game and Half-Life 3. And my crazies, Metal Gear Solid remake, Last of Us 3.
Mate, if any of those crazies come true, fuck me.
It'd be nuts, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely nuts.
Oh my God. Like, this is what we want, guys. Listen.
Please.
These are the games we want remade. We don't need all the bullshit that seems to be released. We want these games.
Mate, you wait now. This would be all the other times that we've said about crazies and they've never been right. It would be Resistance Returns, Killzone Returns, and Bloodborne remake. Hey, you fucking wait. You wait, dude. And I'll be like, fuck, we've called this so many times in the past. So we did turn it over to the audience as well to ask for their safe possible crazy predictions. And we got two people that we've used here. So first up, Neb. He says, safe, Astrobot DLC. How do you feel about that, Phil? I reckon there's a bit of likelihood there. I don't know about safe, but I think there's a good bit of likelihood.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think, most people have forgotten about Astrobot because it's been a while since that game's come out and they haven't been releasing content for it. They did a little bit, didn't they? They did like a Christmas thing.
Yeah, they've done a few drops, haven't they? But
not anything that's like notable, right? And at least in our conversations, I haven't heard Astrobot's name come up in the context of his game on the podcast for quite some time. Okay.
Yeah, true.
So I think a notable release now in DLC, I think that's spot on. It's the right timing for me.
Yeah, I like
agree.
it. I really like it. I really like it. I would have been happy with that for a safe as well. And Neb also comes out Resident Evil 9 VR mode. Oh, I don't think it's safe.
No.
I don't think it's safe. I'd accept it for sure. I think that the days of Capcom supporting the VR are dwindling at best. But I do like it, though. I do like it. It's going on past cadence.
I think anything to do with VR is dwindling
Yes.
at the moment. Like we haven't heard anything that's notable in a very, very long time.
Flight sim,
I know
you
we
very
talked
much.
about Flight Sim. We talked about, I think, Myst as well.
Yeah.
Potentially, getting some VR love. But I can't imagine the game that can't be mentioned, 9, coming as VR. Not yet. And I don't think at all. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to
so.
happen. No. But we'll accept it. He's not here to fight his case anyway. But it'd be interesting to hear what Neb says. So I'm sure when he hears the podcast, he'll give us his reasoning on Discord.
I like it, though. Like, when something comes out with a safe that I don't see coming, I'm always just accepting it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Because, it just means there's less chance of me having the shot. Possible for Neb. Gameplay for the God of War trilogy. It would go fucking hard.
Yeah.
If this was shown, it would go fucking stupid hard. I think it might be too soon. It was only announced a little while ago, but it could be that maybe they got their ducks in a row before they announced it. There is that potential likelihood. If they do, I'll be fucking immense. I'll be blown away. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm happy with Possible on this one.
Yeah, I'm happy with the Possible. I think it's one of those games that like a lot of people want to see and are expecting, especially considering, the more recent trend of doing trilogies and bringing back these games for people to play and kind of build up that nostalgia before they get a big hit, which possibly could be the game that you referenced within the God of War sort of
universe.
Multiverse. So yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, we'll go with this one.
And the crazy is Time Splitters 3. Now, there is a game that really does make a difference on easy, normal, and hard mode. Time Splitters 3 exists.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
What are we saying here? Are we saying
I think he means Time Splitters 4, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
I think he does. Because
okay.
Time Splitters 1 and 2 were really notable, weren't they?
I left 3. Future Perfect, great game.
I don't know. Not as good, was it?
It had like a proper story.
And
I vibed with it. I liked it, I did.
Yeah.
Played as, was it Cortez, the main guy? Can't remember. But I love that game, though.
I'd imagine he means Time Splitters 4, but again, if he wants to change that in Discord, let us know. That would be crazy if we see a new Time Splitters or anything from Time Splitters. I'd be willing to accept.
True. Time Splitters returns.
Yeah, and if you get this wrong, Neb, you can handle the shots to Spencer. Yeah. He's not on the show. That's the way it works. Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, good ones. I like those, Neb. Thanks for writing in, and thanks for doing it the right way, even though you didn't include 2 possibles and not 2 crazies. But I'll let you off. You at least follow the right cadence. We've had people before where it's all over the place. Blake's written in, and he's starting with a crazy PS6 reveal.
That is crazy.
That is fucking nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. I'd accept that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm accepting it. Spence is okay for the shots on this one. Can't see that happening, especially in the way that they've queued this state of play up in what the description reads.
Yeah.
Don't think we're seeing hardware.
No. But it's a crazy.
You never know.
It's a crazy.
Yeah.
So you got safe announcement from PlayStation Studio game, Kena 2 release date.
Now I know nothing about Kena.
There was that massive trailer one there when it got announced. Was it the last state of play, or I think it was the last state of play where it was announced. And it looked great. It looked phenomenal.
I remember the trailer, but I just know nothing. I didn't even know if there was a release date already out for this one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. But I like it. I like it for a save. Cool. I think it's definitely going to feature. And then finally, you got Control 2 release date for, I guess, another safe. Yeah, happy with that.
Yeah,
I can see that happening. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Didn't put which conferences these are taking place at, though, lads. All right? Just putting it out there. There's instructions that are put out on this, okay? I know reading takes a bit of time, but well done for writing in. Well done. I appreciate you all. But do better next time.
Yeah. We talk about it on the show, and then we put it in Discord. We try to help you. And you get it there or thereabouts.
Yeah. Disappointing, really. But appreciate you guys. I do love you, really.
Yeah. We don't want you to leave Discord or stop
No.
entering and stop providing us with content. We very much appreciate your support, even if it's not accurate.
Even if it's not right.
Support.
Yeah. Even if it's just half an effort. But it's still better than all the people that listen and don't bother submitting. And you're the real problem. Because I've been asking for several times as we bring this show to a close, if you've enjoyed the show, the best way to support us is to go on and leave a rating on Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, Apple, any of these, you can leave ratings on the show. We are holding strong on a 4.9, trying to drive up the number of reviews because it does help us find a larger audience. And you know what? None of you fucking doing it. All right, none of you taking those 2 minutes to be able to do it. I explained last time, you're in the car, you got your kids screaming in the back, the wife's moaning on about blah, 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 about who would you save for the 450 million or whatever. And
the zombie apocalypse team.
Zombie
going
apocalypse
off because you didn't include her.
All this, and you don't pull over on the hard shoulder and just put the review on. And that's all it takes, 2 minutes. Little star in the top left corner, sorry. Click that, 5 stars. It's literally 3 clicks. Would appreciate you if you did do that. Alternatively, you can leave, if you want to contact the show, you can leave comments. You can go onto the YouTube and put a like and subscribe. It all helps us grow and find a larger audience. But the main thing, if you want to communicate with us on the daily, get into Discord. Get your ass in there. There's a community in there, especially now with Marathon's free week. Get in there, find a squad. Squad up, baby. We'll be in there looking for people, I'm sure. Get in there, now's the time to jump. But that has been episode 137 of In PS We Trust, a PlayStation podcast. Phil, it's been an absolute joy and a privilege to podcast with you on a duocast today.
Thank you very much. I've absolutely enjoyed it. But there is always something missing on a duo podcast, isn't it? Unfortunately. Let's hope in 2 weeks' time he's back to complete that trio, that magic trio.
And next episode is going to be all in depth on what was shown at the Summer Game Fest and the state of play. So if you want to be involved, make sure to write in, let us know, get on the Discord, put your questions in. I'll be going through them, getting your reviews, getting what were the big reveals for you guys, all that juicy stuff that we'll be discussing next episode on the pod. We may not even do quick news because there may be too much to go through, depending on how much of a banger this is.
There probably will be a lot to talk about, won't there? Because there's 2 shows. And if any of these predictions come true, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Exactly right.
If not, we'll just talk about Marathon.
Yeah, exactly. We know you guys love that. We talked at least 2 out of all these hours, probably on Marathon. I feel sorry for you all. But thank you all for sticking with us. Love you all so much. I hope the state of play was fantastic. And I look forward to the Summer Game Fest. There's not going to be a live stream. Oh, you guys will. It's already passed. It's already passed. By the time you hear this, it's already passed. Are we doing a live stream for State of Play? Not State of Play. Summer Game Fest. Are we doing one on Friday?
I would like to. Yes, if you're around.
All right. Potential there will be one. So go onto the YouTube, check it out. We'll have one on there, and we'll see what we can do. But that has been it. Ta-ta for now. Thank you ever so much. Toodle pip. I've been Davey.
I've been Phil.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
In PS We Trust is hosted by Davey, Phil, and Spencer. You can write into the show via our email, pswetrust@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @InPSWeTrust. To find each of us online, follow our Twitters, @SSJDavey, @PhilipHoy, @SpenPie_. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See ya.